What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Mic check, mic check, mic check. How's it working? Is it working? I think we good. I think we good. Not sure. I think we good. Oh, you can hear me? Touch that phone a little bit. Appreciate you, Queen. When you say she can hear the Piccsta, that's what's up. I probably could be a little louder, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I got my hat backwards today. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't gonna stay like that. Having some people will say I'm having a bad hair day. Man, I need a haircut. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about it. Oh, let's see. You slimming up, Pickstyle. See, you think so? Am I? Am I? You know what I'm saying? My face. Hey, listen. I'm doing my thing. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This is the year. Every year I say it, but this is the year. Welcome everybody to the stream. I appreciate y'all being here. The broadcast, the podcast, whatever you want to call it. I appreciate y'all being here. I hope y'all having an amazing weekend. Let me see. Oh, and then Queen with the streak. Let's go. 5 stream streak. Let me see. So today we have a very special topic, a very special podcast. Um, America, the land of the losers. There's a lot of stuff going on in America right now. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna address it. I ain't got. Oh shit. Rolling over wires back here and stuff. Okay. Get this chair straight. It's an office chair, man. This ain't the. I got a little lean back in it. It works, but yeah. I need a I need a gaming chair. I really do. I need a gaming space. I'm in the office right now, but whatever. Let me see. I pinned it. Anybody can answer it. Anybody, no wrong answers here. I'm gonna read your response, Queen. My definition of a loser is varied. I ain't got my glasses on. But a loser to me is someone who fails to do right or better, and they could. Willful ignorance. I mean, I could get with that. I could get with that. So I would say that's more along the lines of integrity. But yeah, I could get with that. I definitely could get with that. You asked me what my definition of a loser, um, and I gotta. I don't know if this is. I gotta check my. I gotta check my thing. I put episode 11, but it might be 12. I don't know if I did one in between. I'm gonna have to check it out. Let's see. Let me get you your shout out first, Queen, for that. Boom. Oh, shit. I appreciate you. All the love and the support. All the love and the support. I appreciate you. I get that piece of ice right there. My definition of a loser, it varies. It varies, but my definition of a loser is someone who hates greatness. Someone who feels they can't win themselves. That's my definition of a loser. Someone who feels like they just have to hate on winners. No real reason. You know what I'm saying? No real reason. Um, they just not confident in themselves, don't love themselves, don't like themselves, not happy with what they see in the mirror. And when they see other people enjoying life, confident, fulfilling their dreams, reaching their goals, just living life, just not even concerned with the world or negative. I think those people that hate that, people that hate to see happiness, people that hate to see people winning, or they always got an excuse for why those people may be winning. I think that's the definition of a loser. That's just my definition. Like I said, there's no wrong answers. Everybody gonna have probably a different thing to say, and that's cool. That's cool. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's an opinion. It's an opinion based thing. But that is my opinion. America has become the land of the losers, and I say that because I feel like for the last 40 years at least, 30, 40 years, America has bred nothing but losers. Like it's like the amount of winners to losers is crazy, and I think you can put some of that on the internet. You can put some of that on what happens online and stuff like that. But man, it's like you can look at it in every aspect in entertainment, which is could be movies, movie stars, rap, singers, pop culture, sports, especially sports. So many people sit at their computers, laptops, or on their phones, and they just judge the world. And they just judge people who are genuinely out here happy, living life, um, doing their best, just doing their best out here, just getting things done. Let me see if I got my itinerary with me. Again, I appreciate everyone being here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for hanging with the Piccsta. Where's my thing? Let's see if it's here. Mm. I hadn't used this before this. Oh wow. Okay, well, it's not on here. But yeah, my like I say, my definition it just varies. There's losers in all parts of life, all aspects of life. Like hold on, let me see. Oh, what is this? Oh yeah, I need this. But you know, you have in all aspects of life, you have losers in society. Don't mind that. Losers in society, losers in at work, at school, in gaming, in the gaming space, um, friends, family, social media space. Like it's a lot of people, man. Um, parents, even parents. Like it's so much that that just led me to just look at it like, what are we doing in America? I don't know about other countries. I don't, and I don't care. That's not my concern. What I worry about what's going on here, and the thing that bothers me is not just the amount of losers that America is birthing and producing, is the people that validate it, the people that validate these people that are wrong. And it's like when you sit back and look at it, it's like, damn, you start to wonder about other countries. You start to other wonder about other cultures and know and like you want to know if they are dealing with the stuff we dealing with. America is no secret have a big problem with prejudice and racism and hate towards certain races, skin color, religion. Like there's, and I'm not saying that they don't have it other places. You got to be specific when you start talking because people wait to they listen to respond. They just listen to hear one thing and be like, no, you're wrong. To me, that's a loser mentality. That's a loser mentality. When someone always trying to correct you. Like, if you're gonna correct with the intention to teach, not the intention to make a fool out of someone. And I think we don't have that around here in America. If you look at certain things that people post online, their views, their opinions, their viewpoint of stuff, there's always someone in the comments ready to tell them no. There's always someone in the comments ready to debate or challenge them on their opinion. Like, that's a loser mentality to me. Like, you probably losing so bad in life that you want to get online and debate people all day. You want to try to win somewhere. No, win in your own life. Because after if you win an argument with somebody, let's say you win the argument, you walk away from that with what? What do you gain? Like Duke Dennis said, what do we gain from this? What do you gain from arguing with someone online or debating someone online and you win it? Where's your trophy? Where's your pat on the back, your cookie, your gold star? There is none. There is none, right? But people will wait to do that. They want to do that. They specialize in doing that. And I just think that's a loser mentality. It's not like everyone is without fault or without things that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has things they can fix and adjust in their life. But if you're always worried about someone else and what they got going on and how you can help, or how you want to diminish them, like I say, if you're gonna correct someone, correct them with the intent to teach. Correct them with the intent of, I don't want you to be wrong anymore. Not, this is what I believe, this is what I feel, follow me. No, that's not. Like I say, when you do that, what do you gain? You don't gain anything. Exactly, I completely agree. Yeah, and I feel like that's a loser mentality. I feel like a lot of people, and I say feel, I'm trying to use the right verbiage. I'm not saying it is like this. It's facts. I'm not saying, I say America, the land of the losers, and that is an opinion. That is my personal opinion. I ain't saying it's facts. I'm not even about to hit you with anything factual. I'm just talking of things from my point of view, my eyes, my understanding. So that's all it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, correct me. Correct me, teach me. Don't be up in here trying to make me agree with you or bend to your will of thinking or ideology. I'm not doing that. I never do that. So it's like the things and the issues that we have here, it's just crazy, man. Like I said, we have racism we deal with here, and it just depends on who the racism is aimed towards, where people will care or not, what it is, what's going on, if they want to help fix it, if they want to help join the cause. So I'm a black man, and of course I sit back and I watch what black people go through, and I watch the injustice, and we know all about it. I'm born and raised Southwest Louisiana. I know all about racism, prejudice, all that. And when you clearly see what's going on, there are certain people that will say, we got to see both sides, or we got to know the whole story, or we got to, they just on it like that. And then there's another demographic of people that say, well, black people they ghetto, they hood, they sexually aggressive, they dumb. Like, there's people that feel like we do things to ourselves, and whatever anybody else is doing to us, it don't. The police killing black people. Oh well, black people kill black people. It's too many people with that ideology. That is a loser mentality. If you feel like that, you. I don't like it. It's a loser mentality, because we are one of the only demographics of people where we get judged by a small minority of what's going on with us. They take a certain amount of people and they put them on the news, on social network, and they say that's all of them. That's all of them. That we one of the only races of people that got to deal with that. They'll show some women at a restaurant twerking on the table, and they'll say that's how they are. That's how all black women are. They'll see a black man running his mouth or bucking up for some respect, right? And they'll say, oh, that's how the men are. That's how them black men are. They super aggressive. They mad. They mean. They want to kill. They'll say that's all of them. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't like it, but it is what it is. What up, Plague? Clay Templar in the building. 81 months on the sub. Man, that's my look. It don't get no better than that. That's my bro right there. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, my brother. I can't complain. How about yourself, man? You ready? You ready for the Super Bowl? You ready for the Minnesota Vikings to win their first Super Bowl? You know the Seahawks win it. It's just like it's y'all's, man, because that's y'all quarterback. Final Fantasy 16? What? Is that what it say? I ain't got my glasses on. But good, bro. Hanging out with my son and chilling and watching you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being here. I hope your son is doing well. I hope your wife's doing well. But yeah, we're just talking it up about America, the land of the losers. My opinion. I think that was the last game I streamed. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while since I seen you on. But there's like I say, we have a big, especially where you at, Minnesota. We got the things going on in Minnesota, the ice and all that, and you know what I'm saying. The the lines could get blurred with stuff like that, and like I say, it's certain people that support it, there's certain people that don't support it, but it's the reasoning. It's the reasoning. Like there's people. You talk about the politics, right? You talk about president. There's some people who love Trump. There's some people who hate Trump. Whether you love him or hate him, I think what people really need to zoom in on is the reasoning. It's the reasoning for what people believe in, what they believe in, or support what they support. That is what you should take issue with. The fact that someone says, I don't have a problem with this man, or I don't care for this man, that shouldn't mean anything. That should not be anything to put anyone in a bad mood or make anyone change friendships or something like that. But it's the reasoning, right? It's the reasoning. There are some people who do like the president and they are scared to admit that they like him because they feel like he's anti-immigrant or anti-black or whatever, right? And those same people, they try to blur the lines and say, well, you know, he don't. If you think he don't like black people or whatever, then look, he on the stage with Nicki Minaj. Is she black? Is she? That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about, I'll never look at a person that I say I don't like or I don't support and they go with someone else that's a celebrity. That's not two races up there. That's not two races of people up there. That's two people with money. So when you're looking at that, that's not a white and a black thing. That's a green and a green thing. That's why they linked up. That's why you scratch my back, I scratch your back. We can help each other. It's not what you think it is. But like I say, people, that's a loser mentality. Some people just they try to blur the lines like that. They try to throw in this little stuff that it doesn't make any sense. And I ain't with it. I think that it's a rough time out here right now. It is. It is. It very much is. And I'm sad to see it going on like that. I'm sad to see people cheering for it. That's a loser mentality. Like everyone will cheer for something like that until it happens to them. If it don't hit home, people don't respect it. They don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. Like, as much as the Black Lives Matter movement came and went, and whether you agree with it or not, you know, the message was the message. People skip over the message to say, well, look at these black people killing these black people. They skip over the message to say, oh, the Black Lives Matter got all kind of money and these people stole the money. How can you talk about Black Lives Matter but you don't say nothing about Red Cross? You think what does Red Cross do with all that money they get? They don't use that money for what they're telling you they use that money for. You can go all the way back to Hurricane Katrina when they caught them taking the money. Like, like I say, it's a loser mentality because they'll say that, they'll say things like that, and then like you'll say, well, the message is about the message. Nah, it's about this and that. Now that another demographic of people are getting snatched up or killed or whatever, now they want the world to stop and listen. Well, if you won't stop and listen for me and my people, Why should I stop and listen for you and your people? I'm only one person, but it's millions of people that feel the same way. It's millions of people that's looking at this and their heart hurts for that, for what's going on. But your logic is like, when we was knee deep in shit, nobody cared. Nobody cared. You know, it's only a few people that care, but there's not friends of mine that backed a Black Lives Matter. That's not friends of mine that say, yeah, I support that. That's, you know, most of my friends said, well, it's not about Black lives, all lives. Okay, well, I mean, it is what it is. Now that certain people getting snatched up and chopped up, all I can do is feel the same way you feel. Like it goes like that. It goes like that. I don't feel like I'm at a point right now in my life where I need to yield to people that don't yield to me, or somebody that playing both sides of the field, and then when it's time for me or my plight, they stay on their side of the field. No, they want you to play both sides, but when it's time for you to get like, hey, I need some support, they only play their side. And it's enough for that. A lot of us need to change. A lot of us need to look and see and say who really got my back, who really got our back, who really with us like that. And if you don't see that, then you can't be ignorant to say, well, it don't matter. I'm still gonna go and help these because it's just right. It's right. It's right. But you come first. You don't never put nobody before yourself. And especially when those same people show you that they're not putting you before them, we gotta wisen up out here. This loser mentality has to go away. Because when you do that, the same people that's using you, you think they don't think in their mind, I'm glad these people are gullible. I'm glad these people are nicer than we are, because we need them. You don't think they think like that? You crazy if you, I'm telling you. I feel a big part of the issue today is people don't want to have discussions about issues to find solutions. They want to be the loudest side, trying to divide the people at every turn. Well, the people are divided. I don't think that like anybody's trying to divide the people anymore. The people are clearly divided. Like America could go to civil war right now if they wanted, and it could be like it's not two sides like it was when it first happened. It's like 4 or 5 sides now, you know, and the government is the puppeteer of all that. But I think the job is done. I think the job is done. I think the division is done. Where I'm at right now is black people need to help black people because everybody else helps their kind and nobody bats an eye. You know, if a Mexican help a Mexican, nobody bats an eye. If Asians help Asians, nobody bats. It's almost like that's normal. White people help white people, nobody bats an eye. But when black people say I'm pro black, I'm helping black, everybody comes to the table and say, well, what's wrong with the Mexican? What's wrong, brother? What's wrong with the white people? I ain't saying nothing was wrong. I'm black, but I'm black. So I want to do black first. I want to be black first. I want to help black first. I didn't say F everybody else. I just say I want to be with my people and I want to take care of my people like everybody else take care of theirs. And if we can all do that and come together, then we can get at the puppeteer. But we're not doing that. Everybody's just in their corner, just waiting. And it is what it is, you know. And you have I'll say this, play. The uncomfortable truth is in every race of people, the race is split. You have white people and you have Mexican people and you have black people and you have that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But people, the thing about it is people don't. When people are being racist or they're being prejudiced towards any other race, they do it because they don't know. They don't know where they are. They don't know. They don't know their own. People support out of their tax bracket is what I'm saying. They feel like because they are a certain color that they are above other races automatically. The poorest white person think, but I'm still white. I'm not with that. So I vote Republican. I vote this. People vote for money and they don't even have money. They feel like, oh, my tax dollars going to feed the. Listen, even if they take away food stamps, Medicaid, you still getting taxed the same. No, you're not. That money's not going back to you. You still getting taxed the same. That money gonna be redirected to something else. If you think different than that, you got a loser mentality. You think they're gonna? You think the government set it up to where they're taking 40% of people's money? You think they say, well, you know what? We don't need to do this. We need to back off of that. We need to give the people their money back. What government has said that? What government has done that? What government has ever backtracked from stealing from their own people? If they've already set up a system of taking from their people, what government has backtracked? None. All of the governments that have done that have been toppled. They've been knocked down because that's just not the way to go. And I don't see America being any different. I don't know when or where, but I just don't see it being any different. There's too much evil. There's too much bad things going here. Oh, I know all races have bad apples. It's the end of a term. None of these people will know me or my struggle. I myself hold little faith in the government. I don't hold any faith in the government. None. None, bro. None. Because they're not working for us. And as long as we taking jabs at each other, as long as we are doing the things we doing to each other, they got the day off. It makes their job a lot easier. I know the government probably sitting there like, damn, they don't see how we got them bent over. We got all y'all bent over, every one of y'all, especially the ones that y'all think y'all in here with us. Nobody's with the government. You got to have a certain amount of money for them to respect you and be with and you be with them. You don't got it. You don't got it. The everyday American don't got it. That's just what it is. And money is becoming obsolete. Money don't mean anything. That's why they're getting rid of certain currencies. The penny, they just got rid of the penny. All that stuff gonna start falling because it's not about money. It's about power. Power is what rules. Power is what ruled 1,000 years ago. You don't think they want to return to that? It's not about money. Anybody can acquire money, so they don't want. If money was power, they don't want power in everyone's hands. They only want power in the hands of people they know they can control and direct. So now they're taking away the money aspect and just going to be a power. Like, look at these people in the street. Look at these militaries and ICE. And it's all becoming a power thing. It's not a money thing. It's becoming a power thing. You know what's crazy? Listen to what I'm saying. You know what's crazy? There are certain movies. I'm an 80s baby. If you go back and you look at certain movies and you look at certain things, all this stuff was written. All this stuff is been there. it's been there. All of it's been there. I'll be honest with you. Think of one of my favorite movies of all time, RoboCop. Look at RoboCop, right? Look at when that movie came out. What it came out, 87, 87, 88. Look at RoboCop. Look at the state of Detroit in that movie, and look at Detroit today. Look at the state of Detroit that was like a parody almost, right? But look at Detroit today. Look at the private police. In the movie, what it was, OCP, private sectors, private police. Look at where we at today now. In the 80s, that was laughable. But in 2026, they always put a little truth in the movies, man. But we look at movies as entertainment. We never look at movies as a teaching. Look at Terminator. If you look at the Terminator and Terminator 2, if you look at all that, look at that AI. Look at how they clearly said in the movie that they kept pushing the AI. They kept pushing the machine till the machine became aware and said, nah, we gonna run this. Y'all can't run it, so we gonna run it. So you look at like Terminator. And if you look at, I think it was Terminator 3. I think he had locked them in like a little vault or something, like some kind of bunker. And it was like, why you did this? Like, we got to try to save the world. And he told me, says, it's unavoidable. There was nothing you could do to avoid this. They tried to go back in time. They tried to go into the future. They tried to do all kind of stuff to thwart this AI takeover. And the Terminator told him in the end, like, there wasn't nothing you could do to stop it. Once that shit got rolling, it was inevitable. Where we at now with this AI shit? Gotta pay attention, man. People like to call this conspiracy until it is at your front door. Gotta stop calling. We gotta get rid of this loser mentality and stop judging like that. Stop treating people like that. Reaper with the 25 biddy. What up, my brother? I know 1984 is a reference book for the times. Man, listen. What's up, Reap? Reap with the quarter up.
Real bad man.
Chilling, man. Chilling, you know what I'm saying? Doing my podcast before I get on some Fallout. Trying to run my mouth a bit, you know what I'm saying? So, the subject, the topic at hand is right there. It's pinned in the chat. Reaper, you free to answer that. Plague, you too. You free to answer that. That's the topic. We're not gonna go too far down the conspiracy, AI, racist, prejudice, government rabbit hole. Not today. This ain't the topic. But the loser mentality in America. That's the topic. I will say this. We'll break it down. We'll go one by one. Um, losers in society. I will say this. Um, Society is just it's so shaky right now, right? I seen a video like this lady, right? She was walking down the street with a knife. She had it in her purse. And she walked by this family, this man, this woman. I think they had two children. But she took the knife out and just started stabbing the child. And the woman like grabbed her child like, what? I'm talking about she was right. And then the man tried to run up on her and she swinging the knife at him. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I always say this. I might retweet this once a month, once every other month, but America has a mental health crisis that it refuses to fix. There's a lot of broken, traumatized, mental health people, mentally broken, depressed, suicidal. America will not fix that problem. They will not give people the proper care that they need. They won't give them access to the care they need and the resources they need to get help. They don't care. They don't want that. That also goes with the power struggle. That also goes with the power struggle. If you can be rounded up because they know you got mental health issues, that's even easier. That's easier. You know what I'm saying? Then let's spend money. Let's spend the money we stole from these people to help other people get, you know what I'm saying? Let's get them the mental help they need. When you talk about losers in society, there's people like, I don't know, man. It's almost like they just don't like to see you win. They don't like seeing winners. Like I said, you talk about sports. You talk about let's talk about it's basketball season now, right? LeBron James, right? Look how many people hate the man. I don't care for him, but I'm talking about they hate him. All he's ever done was play basketball and was great at it. Good father, good husband to all of our knowledge. Uh, Great friend, put all his friends on from high school, got them all jobs, got them all their own business. And people just sit there and say, I don't like his hairline. I think he got hair plugs. He balding. Oh, he not as good as Luka. If LeBron played in the Jordan era, he'd get his respect. Look at how many people played in the 80s and 90s that they just got their respect. They didn't win championships like that, like a Charles Barkley, whatever, but they got their respect. Dominique Wilkins, they got their respect. Why is it so hard for good players? Derrick Rose, he good, but he stay hurt. But you never see nothing like that. You never. I don't know if he was the youngest MVP ever or what, but he got an MVP award. He carried the Bulls, single handedly carried them, basically like Jordan did, and people just hated on it. Kevin Durant, people talking about Kevin Durant. Oh man, his hair nappy. That's a loser mentality. Do we care about this man' hair really? He's shooting a basketball. He's on a basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest to ever do it. They talking about this man off the court and what he got going on and domestic violence. And as a fighter, as a boxer, let's talk about him like that. We got to bring in some stuff that can make us diminish him. That's a loser mentality. If you listening to this and you got an issue with that, you're a loser. I don't care. You can't whoop my ass. And that's a fact. You can't fuck with me. So that's take it how you want them. Yes, exactly. They do him so bad. Appreciate that watch streak, Reap. 5 in a row. The large majority refuses to acknowledge there is an issue to even fix in regards to that. I agree with that, my brother. I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. I really agree with that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like they they don't want to admit it because once you admit it, once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. Once you go so far, you can't go back. There's certain lines you cross, you can't cross back. So for them to say there is a problem, that means we got to do something about this problem. They'll say, no, that's isolated. Ain't no problem. But the problem ain't affecting the right people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Whenever the problem hits the right demographic of people and it gets pushed to the forefront, because it's there, everybody's getting affected. But once it gets pushed to the forefront, then they'll say, okay, let's deal with that. We can't have that. We got to deal with that. But right now, they ain't trying to do that. They ain't trying to do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that mentality has to change in society. Like, we got to stop. That's what the definition of hater is. I know we don't use that term like we used to use it. It's kind of dated or whatever. But that's what a hater is. If you don't like somebody, if you do not like somebody, you can clip this. This is the definition of a hater. If you don't like somebody and you really don't know why you don't like them, you're a hater. If you ever wondered, like I know you heard the term and you're like, oh, I'm not no hater. Or am I? If you ever thought that, just think about everybody you know, everybody you're associated with, everybody that's in your space or not in your space. It could be somebody an associate, somebody at work. If you don't like them and you cannot articulate why you don't like them, you're a hater. You're a hater. Why? You don't have no reason to not like the person. You ain't gotta love them, but you ain't gotta hate them. If you ever heard somebody, right? If you ever heard somebody pass and a girl smack her lips, or what's wrong? This mother? What's wrong with her? I don't like her. Why you don't like her? I don't know, man. It's just something about it. I don't like. You are a hater. You a hater.
Where them haters at? Where them haters at? Where them haters at? Where them haters at? Man.
I'm just putting it out there. That's just what it is. If you don't like it, stop doing it. Stop being a hater. It's on you. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It's on you. Look, I'm just saying. Put that shoe on, tie it up tight. We gotta get past this. Losers, society, losers at work. For everybody that works, have a job, we've all dealt with a loser at work. A company man or company woman, if you will. Someone that love the job more than they love the people at the job. No one should love their work more than they love people. Like what? Like unless your work is helping people, right? But just think about it. Think about it like this. You may you may have been at a job with someone, and they be in the office all the time. They're a regular worker like you work maybe a warehouse or something, or maybe an office, and every time you get to work, they in the office with the boss, or you get to work, you get to work, and more go checking the boss. Hey, how you doing today? How was your weekend? Was it good? Boss ain't even asking you about your day. He ain't even asking you about your weekend, but you all up his ass. Hey, how's your weekend? How's your kids? How you? That's a loser mentality. That's a loser mentality. The more people know about you, the easier it makes it for them to mess over you. I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to keep my broadcast clean, as clean as I can, so I can put it on YouTube and just, you know what I'm saying, get my viewage up. But I'm trying hard not to say those words, but that's a loser mentality. That's what America been breeding for the last 30, 40 years. You didn't see it in movies. You didn't see it in TV shows. These ass kissers, that's losers. That's losers. Those are losers. The people that kiss the most ass at work do the less work. They don't even do that work they don't work like that. They don't. And these jobs, they so corporate, they'll take the small amount of people that's busting their ass and make them work double time, and they'll let the kiss ass just sit there and just not do nothing. Reaper, I'm sure you know about it. You work in tech. You work around people like that. I know you do. You ain't got to call them out. You ain't got I get it, but I know. Trust me, I know. That's a word. That behavior is not checked. It runs rampant. Yes, ma'am. This is too hot. Sue instead of being careful. Floor is slippery. Sue instead. Game is violent. Maybe keep it away from the kid. Now sue the public. Exactly. Want to go the long way around some shit instead of the right way. Want to go the long way around instead of the right way. Like, listen. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, and we go to work to make money, to provide, to, you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I never had a job that I loved that much while I was willing to sell out another coworker or kiss ass. Like, I just never had that. I've worked at places. This is before I bought my own truck and I done my own thing. I used to work at places, and people didn't like that I would just come to work, and go home. They hated that. They didn't know nothing about me. But that's in all aspects of life. The less people know about you, the more they fear you. They feel like, I can't screw over him or her because I don't know how he gonna react. But if you keep kissing the ass, you get close to him. If they keep telling you, hey, it's Friday, but I need you to work overtime. If you keep saying yes, they're gonna put that shit on you all the time. They're not gonna never make, in your mind, you're gonna say, why they don't never ask nobody else to do it? Because everybody else gonna trip. You the clown, you the cornball, you the ass kisser, you got the sticky lips. So they're gonna make you do it all the time. Cause they say, he ain't gonna do nothing. He don't care. He ain't done nothing yet. But everybody, and then you sitting there like, I don't want to do it. But you keep saying, yeah. Don't put yourself in that position. The less people know about you, the more they have to respect you. Because they don't know how you're going to trip. And if you're too nice and you expose too much, they already going to set in their mind, you're soft, you talk too much, and I could mess over him or her. Mystery. People, they fear what they don't know. Or like Falcone said, people fear what they don't understand. Whenever he was dealing with Bruce Wayne in that movie, he was dealing with Bruce Wayne, he said, yeah, people fear what they don't understand. He said you don't understand. And you mad right now because you lost your parents or whatever. You mad, but you don't know what I could do to you. You don't know what I could do to you. I could shoot you right here and nobody will blink. Nobody will blink an eye. You know? That's, people fear what they don't understand. When people start to understand you, they start to treat you different. But if they don't know enough about you, they'll respect you. They'll always respect you. I feel like people ignore what's going on because they like a person. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Absolutely. It's not about if you like someone. Like, if you like them, you like them. But if someone is wrong, you gotta call that shit out. You can't be wrong like that. That's a loser mentality. You can't protect anybody at work, in society, none of that. Let me see. Social media, that's the worst. Society, you could call society social media. You can call it the same. Some people don't go out into the world. They do everything here, or here on this. They do everything like so. Some people it is like that. Some people, this is their society. I know that sounds weird. I'm telling you what I know. Some people, this is their only interaction with other people, what they got going on online. So the losers online are worse. Trolls, you got call them trolls. You can call them people who want to debate all the time. Like that loser mentality got to stop. People, excuse me, people who cheat on games, on competitive games, losers. You're losers. How? What kind of makeup do you have in your mind where if you log into a game like Apex Legends and you're cheating, you got some hacks turned on here, or you got a Cronus, or whatever you got, and you're winning and you're thinking, I'm good. Can't nobody. What kind of. What? You the sperm that made it? What? You the one that won the race to be here with the rest of us? You're a loser. You are a loser. You're not a winner. How can you beat someone at a game, a competitive game, and you're cheating, and the only word to them is, yeah, you got to get good. You didn't ever get good. You didn't ever get good. You paid for something or you cheated. This is in a lot of games, man. A lot of games. There's a lot of games like this where people just feel like, you know, you look at games like Call of Duty, man, all these people got these clans and these phase and they got all this shit and they big time. Then they go to tournaments and get wiped. When they're at home, when they on they $10,000 PC and they got all these hacks and all this shit and you watching them live stream and they never missing a shot. And then they go to a competition and get walked out that motherfucker. Get blown out and they complaining. Oh, it was cheating. No, you be cheating. That's why you look good on stream because you be cheating. And it's getting so bad. So many losers, man. It's getting so bad that you got the people that they looking at that and they like, oh, I wish I was that good. And they looking at that like that's real skill. People like I post content all the time. All my shit is natural. And people look at my shit and be like, oh man, you suck. Your aim bad. No, that's real. That's real. I am actually trying at the game. So if I suck, I earned it. But the person you worshiping, they the losers. And you a loser right along with them. You don't like what I'm saying? Oh well. Suck it. Keyboard warriors. Not the sperm. Yes, the sperm. That's the sperm that won the race. The loser. That's probably the last time they won. When they made it through that egg. Other than that, loser. To them, if everyone can use hacks, then why not use hacks? It's on you for not using it. That's exactly how they feel, Reaper. That's exactly how they feel. But I'm not pulling no punches. That is a loser mentality. If by get good you mean for me to buy a Cronus, you're a loser. You never got good. You're a loser. Their reasoning is broken. Absolutely broken. Absolutely broken and flawed. We have losers in the gaming space, in the gaming society. We have a whole bunch of losers in the gaming society. You have people like I don't even know how many people watching my stream right now. But you got people that care about stuff like that. You know, I know some of my friends are here. They lurking. I know I see Reaper in the chat. I see Queen in the chat. My brother Plague was in the chat. Who the fuck is texting? Hold on, let me check this text. Bruh, y'all won't believe these texts. I'm thinking I'm important. I'm thinking I'm getting good texts. Capital One texting me. Y'all ain't getting paid. Pizza Hut. I already bought some pizza today. That ain't happening. And my daughter's school. Phone dry. Phone dry as hell. I don't care about all that. I don't care. That ain't no motion. Nah, no. Get good means playing how they want you to play. If you don't, then you suck or you are not worthy. Man, to hell with them. To hell with them. Straight up.
Son of a bitch must pay.
I don't care about none of that. Listen, everybody plays different. Everybody plays like if you playing Apex, like everybody plays different. Me, okay, so when I play certain games, I always play squad based. I always play tactical. I rarely play like I rarely go on a kill streak or beast mode because I don't know, especially if it's a team based game. I want to play team based. I think we can get more success playing team based. But there's some people you get on a map and everybody go their own way, and it's just I mean it is what it is. But if I don't want to play like that, don't get mad at me. We just not gonna play. Like we don't. I got friends like that. I got friends that they like, man, you gotta bust your gun. You gotta, you know what? I'm just not gonna play. Because you busting your gun and you go down, and I'm always the one picking you up. But that ain't good enough. I'm good. I'll play with some randos. I'm good on that. But they got losers in the gaming space that it's like this. There's people who like I said, I don't know how many people I got watching, but there's people who care about stuff like that, and there's people who they'll look at certain people and see that their success and they want that, but they don't know how to get there, and they don't want to learn how to get there. And there's people who want that type of success, but they don't want to support nobody. Why do you feel like you just supposed to get all the support and not support nobody? Why do you feel like you're supposed to have 50 people in your stream and there's not one stream that you spend 10 minutes in? That's a loser mentality. We have to get up out of that. That is a loser mentality. Let's see. Appreciate that quarter up, Queen. I missed it. Appreciate that quarter up. But yeah, we got to get out of that mentality. We have to get out of that. What is that? Like, what is that? You think that because you feel like you're good at a game or you feel like you're good at entertaining, that everybody just supposed to stop what they're doing and come watch you and be with you. And no, it don't work like that. That's a loser mentality. You know, you have a lot of people click up in gaming, in the gaming streaming space. Reaper, you know, we was a part of something like that. Like, people do that and they feel like they're above everybody else. And they feel like because I got support, I got people watching me, I got a community, I'm more important than you. I'm popping, you not. No, you still a shit human being because you don't even support none of the people that support you. There are some people that it's a pyramid. A lot of streaming spaces, a lot of broadcasting spaces, a lot of gaming, our gaming space. It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid scheme. Everybody else down here, and there's one person at the top, and they like, you know what I'm saying?
You are watching a master at work.
It's all about me. Forget y'all. And then the person that give you the most support, if they go and turn on the stream, oh, I'm sorry I missed it. It's like, nah, you knew I was streaming, you ain't come through. But those same people that's at the top of the pyramid, remember, they're at the bottom of somebody else's pyramid. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They envying somebody that not even looking at them. That's just how it is. That is there's a whole bunch of losers in the gaming space. There's people who get jealous. They get jealous of what you got or what you got going on or the relationships you have with certain people. They don't like it. They want it. They want those relationships. They want those. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to put in the work. They don't know the history between people. They don't know how the friendship was built. They don't know how many nights you played the game with this person before you got on stream or whatever. They don't know what you went through to build that. They just want to step in and take it for themselves. You ain't worthy. You're a loser. You're not worthy. That's just how it is. And people don't want to call out stuff like that because of this right here. You watching this. You on live stream. I do my podcast live. There are so many people that say, I have a podcast. And you say, oh, and you go watch it and it's already, you're going to see this later on YouTube. It ain't going to be edited. I don't edit that shit. I don't do nothing. The way I do this is live. Whatever's going on in that chat, I read it, I address it, and I go like that. I feel that's the best way for me. I don't want to edit nobody's comments, words, my response, none of that. I want it to be authentic. I want it to feel like it's live. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people respond better to that. That org fell to bits over there. Absolutely. Word. Bullies and entitledness. Can't stand? I don't know. I can't read. SMD? I can't. I ain't got my glasses on yet. I don't need them to play the game, but I need them to read a little bit. But I'm good. I'm okay. But yeah, in the gaming space, you have multiple. You can dice them up, right? You have people that, like I say, they don't even want to be friends with the people you know. They just jealous of the friendship you have with them, right? They don't even want it. They don't even want it like that. They just feel like you don't deserve it, right? Whenever you playing, and it's like you playing, you got a nice little community. You got 10 viewers, and that person is always, they go live, and they got 2 viewers, and they seeing that, and they seeing that, and they seeing it, and they in the stream watching your stuff, and they see all the people in your stream, and they be like, why y'all don't come watch me? You don't know these people like that. You don't know these people like this broadcaster knows them. You ain't put in the time. You ain't put in the effort. You can't have that. If you want that, build your own. But people don't. They don't even want what you got. They just don't want you to have it. Some people can't. They can't have what you got. They just can't. They cannot have what you got, but they don't want you to have it. That's a loser mentality. That is a loser mentality. Someone needs to increase that font size. Maybe later, man. Maybe later. Oh, listen, bro.
Come on, man.
Don't call me out like that, Reek. I'm not that old. Like, come on, man. I can read it. I just read what you put. I struggled a little bit, but I got it. But anyway, and here's some more losers in the gaming space. This might be a little controversial. Their mentality likely is how they carry themselves in their offline lives too. Absolutely. You know, I'm glad you said that. Some people are not much different in real life than what they are online. They may be a little bit more extra online because they know it's no consequences. They know that they can just say what they want to say, get away with stuff, and probably nobody gonna be able to snatch them up just yet. They won't have to pay for what they're saying right now or how they feel right now. But yeah, they not. It's not like they a menace online and then in their real life they're an angel. Nah, it's like that. It's like that. But I agree with that. I agree with that. But here's another batch of losers online. There's people online that hate female gamers. and female broadcasters. And sometimes you see videos, people make light of it, like, a girl say, "Hey guys," and they be like, "Oh, you shut up," like, stuff like that. Like, they make light of it and stuff. But that's a real thing. Those guys are losers. What kind of men are we to where we sit here and feel like women can't play video games with us, or good as us, or better than us? What are we doing? What is that? Right? There's some people who blame women, right, for them having a bigger following, more views, and I've heard it. Guys say, "Well, you only got views because you're pretty, or you only got views because you got your titties out." Well, guess what? You don't have to subscribe to their content. Sometimes the reason women do stuff like that because they have an audience to do that. Why not be a man and just pull away from that? Why you gotta be thirsty? Why you gotta be hungry like that? You don't gotta do all that. You can get away from that. Right? If you don't like it, stop looking at it. Complaining about it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, like I say, it's gonna be controversial because it's true to a certain degree. There are some people that's how they get their following. That's how they get popular. That's how they got 100 people in the chat because they titties is all out. Or they be like, "Oh, I'll be right back, chat," and get up and they got booty shorts on, clapping something. I mean, hey, some people, that's what it is. Some women, and some guys, they only got a good following because people lusting over them. People want them. You know what I'm saying? People want them. They got some girls that pretty like a mug, and dudes like that. They feel like, "Oh, I'm gonna send her some bits. I'm gonna send her some subs. Try to, you know what I'm saying? That's a loser mentality. That's a loser mentality. But you can't blame the women. They just taking advantage of the loophole. You got to get out the fucking loop. That's on some of us, right? But I will say this. There's a lot of women in the streaming space. They can't help it that they look good. There's a lot of men. They can't help it that they got it going on, right? And it hurts them because they bust their ass as broadcasters. They trying their best. They editing. They got their sound right. They got their video right. They playing good at the game. They busting their ass all for somebody to just say, "Oh, you just got to follow him because you look good. Or you just got to follow him because you pretty or you sexy or whatever." Some of these people, they can't help it. They really be out here busting their ass, and it's unfair to them. It's very unfair to them. That's a loser mentality. We got to get up out of that. Have some integrity, man. Have some character. Like, you know what I'm saying? All the judgment, that's the number one downfall of losers. Judging. All that judging, man. Who we got in the chat? Q? What's up, Q? My boy Q. From the booth from Louisiana, like me. Let me see. What you did? Let me catch up with this chat. That's the same men that only hang with the guys. Where your titties are. Where's the channel? Reaper, when the last time you looked at the front page? When the last time you looked at the front page? It's, bro. ASMRs. I seen a girl, bro, like she had something over her mic. On front page, bro. Front page. This wasn't recently. But when I seen it, I was like, "You mean to tell me I can't get on the front page? Like this is what you want on your front page?" She had something over her mic. It looked like an ear. But it was on her mic, though. She was licking it. I'm talking about, she did that shit for like 10 minutes. And was getting subs. Had over 2,000 views. I'm like, her titties was out. I think she had like a triple E. And she had like a B cup bra on. If you know what I'm getting at, like, it's, whatever. Absolutely. Would it be me if I didn't ask? Yep, sometimes no entertainment value. Absolutely, absolutely. Predatory mentality. I actually have a story of that. You can share. Welcome to share. Would be a lot to type the. Oh well, hey, whenever you go live, I'll be ready to listen to you, my brother. Whenever you go live, I'll be ready to listen to you, man. Oh, what was that game you was playing last night? I seen you on YouTube last night, but I was playing Fallout offline. I didn't want to really start a chat up, and I was focused. But it looked like you was playing some kind of game with a like some kind of medieval game or something. They turned game streaming into OnlyFans. Absolutely. Fable. Oh, Fable. Okay, okay. Yeah. I could hop in your cord for 5 minutes if you want to hear the story. Uh, Let me see if I can get that going. You can. Let me see. Come on in. Hopefully this plays through. It should. Let me see. You know I'm not a tech guy. Let me see. Where's Discord? Nope. Where's the Discord browser? Oh, I've got inputs. So that's an input system. Is this the Discord right here? Game. It says browser. It don't say Discord. Or Discord's on it though. It should work. It's up. It's up. My Discord list. It's crazy. So while Reaper is about to join, I'll continue. And the link is dead. Oh, the link dead? My bad, bro. I thought you was in the Discord already. Let me see what we got here. I sent you an invite, bro.
I said,
All right, you talk. Let me see if it's playing through the stream. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's not playing through the stream. So I'm trying to get it to go through.
I heard it in the screen.
They can?
Oh, I think they're hearing me over your mic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how to. Gotta blame that lucky gadget girl person, man. I blame that chocolate thunder. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Hold on. I got it. So this browser right here is not gonna remove input. Let me see.
You probably have a Discord source in this scene, and it just needs to match whatever the audio output for Discord is.
Upstairs?
Yeah, go ahead. All right. She said she hear you. You just low. Let me see if I can turn you up, maybe.
Probably hearing me over the mic. That's why I sound low.
And see, I had this fixed because when I do like the interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
How about now, Queen?
Mic check 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
Well, if they can hear, it's all that matters.
All right. So, in relation with yeah, it's over your mic.
You applaud the hat, though.
Yeah.
mm.
So there's a streamer I'm on for. Very attractive woman, right? On a lot of people's scales, she'd be a 10 out of 10. That kind of attractive. She games though. She is about game culture. She works for a game related company. She does media relations. She's of the culture, right?
Okay.
Now, she does every now and then attract some weirdos. A man, literally, I assume a man, based on his behavior. Yeah, he said as much. He's a man. Came into her chat and was like, "Would you stop streaming for your man?" She asked him, "Well, it depends on the reason why. What's the logic here?" He says, and I quote, "Because there's men online." So now everybody in chat's like, "Well, there's men outside. There's men at work. There's men on the phone. There's men on the radio. What, how is this supposed to work?" Yeah, but they ain't here giving bits and subs. How am I gonna feel my woman comes to me and says she got 100 subs from some dude?
Wow.
So you mad that your woman got money? Oh no, but what does he mean giving her 100 subs? I'm like, he's on the other side of the internet
Right.
via a text message giving money. How does that equal anything? So he started trying to explain. So I was like, all I see here in a lot of your commentary is unresolved insecurities and projecting your own objectification of women onto the actions of others. Because that's what you in here trying to do.
That's a loser.
Eventually kept running off on the mouth, and eventually the other mods had enough of him. You know, Banhammer came out. He was out of there.
It's that loser mentality, man. He worried about the wrong thing. If
Yeah, in there literally trying to woo her or some nonsense and change her mind on what she's doing.
see, and that's what I was talking about as far as that loser mentality. Like, what you think she's online for? She's online to entertain, and her entertaining, she's getting paid for it. Why would you try to step in and say, "Well, if I was your man, would you stop doing that?" Why? You want to be her man now, knowing that she does that. But why would you want to step in and stop it? And she's just attractive. She's not doing nothing crazy or nothing like that.
Man, the most she does, she will dress a little revealing, but she's not in there with the camera aimed at it. She's not dancing in the camera. She's just a beautiful woman who had some modeling aspirations.
Okay.
But when she's on there gaming, she is gaming.
Right.
But if you check her IG, you see her at the beach. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman at the beach in a bikini. Her body's going to do what it does. She's a woman of color. You know, certain assets are there, and they show themselves. But that doesn't mean you got a chance in hell or that you can buy that. There's no for sale sign on it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. That's a losing mentality, bro. But you know, some men are like that. They get with a woman and they try to change her, and they try to change the same thing that attracted them to her. Like, that girl reeled you in with that ass. She reeled you in wearing what she was wearing. Now that you with her, you're like, well, I don't want you to wear that no more. Man, listen. That's the insecurity. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Like, I'm not being like that. I definitely get it. But if she's with you, what's wrong with that? Wear what you want. We going out, wear what you want. Wear what you used to wear when I met you. You with me though. Like, I think it just shows insecurity in who you are as a man. I mean, you had the bait. You had the bait. You caught the shark. Now deal with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can own that Ferrari. That don't mean everybody ain't gonna want to drive. They still gonna want to drive it. But you the owner. You got it. I don't know, man. I feel like that's a loser mentality. You don't try to change nothing like that. You deal with it.
I know, and it seems to work on every front. Even, I mean, this is me before the streaming space, right? But the majority of my friends are female. I had a relationship once where the woman legit was like, "Oh, why are you still hanging out with all these women?" Sorry? They were here before. Oh well, I'm your best friend now. It should just be me. So wait, that best friend I had from before we met, I'm supposed to just forget she exists now? Like, how does this work?
Listen, it don't work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for me.
Well, notice I mentioned her in past tense. You clearly see how that ended.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the only way I would feel some type of way is like the level of friend it is. Now, if there was some intimacy involved and stuff like that, man, listen, we're not getting down like that. But if it was just a friendship, I ain't tripping. What up, Cam? Nah, you the goat, Cam. You the goat, not me. I'm a ram. I'm a ram. You the goat. So how did it turn out? Did you lose that friend?
No, that relationship was done. I dead that relationship. The moment once she felt like we was in X amount of months, it was like she had a date on the calendar when she dropped that. Oh, now you got to cut these friends off. I was like, nah, wait. Where is this all of a sudden? You weren't about this action when we started.
So,
you know, she waited till she felt secure enough to do that she couldn't go nowhere, and then drop that news on my feet.
So that was my point. What I made earlier, when somebody's trying to get you to change your mindset. After you do that, what's the goal? Like, so like if you were to drop your friends because of this person's insecurities or the way they felt, what's the goal? Like, what do you get from that? You lost friend. You lost. You actually lost. So what do you gain? You don't gain nothing from listening to somebody. And what if the relationship don't work anyway? Now you cut
Bang
off
out that relationship and them friends.
right. So I'm just, hey, bro, you gotta know how to move. You gotta know how to. That loser mentality, man. It's real strong. It happens, and people refuse to face that. They refuse to deal with it, man. I got
A
two.
lot of what you were saying hit on, because I mod
Yeah,
for a lot of people.
right.
A lot of the stuff you were saying as examples, I've seen over and over and over again from the mod standpoint.
Yeah, I'm sure you see it from every aspect, man. Being in so many streams. 626 Stitch. Answer to the pin question is someone who doesn't try to be the best they can be. Always be true to yourself and be the best for yourself. In the end, you can only rely on yourself. I agree with that. That's nice. I agree with that. I agree with that. Someone who doesn't try to be the best they can be. That's a good one. And that kind of echoes off what I said. Just someone who hates greatness. Someone who hates they don't even want to be great, but they don't want you to be great. You ever heard this term where somebody say, well, not somebody said, but you ever heard this term where they say, well, you got people who want you to make it, but they don't want you to make it before them. That's a loser mentality. That's crazy, like, to even feel like that. Like, your journey is your journey, your pace is your pace. If your friend happened to make it to the promised land, y'all both trying to get somewhere. If they happen to make it there before you, if they happen to blow up before you, if they happen to get where they're going before you, congratulate them. Celebrate them. Because if you don't, you may not get to see your time. Or if that friend gets into a position where they could help you, they may decide not to. Because they've seen that you got hate on your heart. You know? I don't know. I don't know, man. I think that the internet does play a lot in this loser mentality that we see from society, work, gaming, social network, friends, parents. I think, like, people see so much highlight reels of success, it just really freezes people to make them think they're not doing anything. And some people get depressed. Some people become losers. They start hating anything good. Like, at what point do you get where you feel like you just don't want to let people enjoy things? Like, I remember people started saying diabolical, like it caught on real heavy and everybody saying it. And I was in somebody's chat and a dude was like, man, everything ain't diabolical. Y'all wearing that out now. Not saying that I didn't agree, but damn, everybody was having fun, everybody was chatting, everybody was having a good time. Then here you come, stick in the mud. Oh man, everything ain't diabolical. Y'all need to stop saying bro. What you are, 75? You an old man or something? Like, you don't want to just let people enjoy things. Whether you agree with it or not, you don't always have to answer negatively to something you don't agree with or like. How about people who do their best to sabotage other people or see them fail? I am a business owner. As a truck driver, I own my business with zero debt. That's good. That's what's up. That's what's up, Stitch. People who do their best to sabotage other people or see them fail. Again, I will say, if you're successful at that, what happens after that? What do you get? What do you gain from that? I don't know. Maybe I'm just disconnected. Maybe I'm not the final boss. I've never been the final boss. I'm the main character. I don't play final boss. The boss gotta fall. The final boss gets defeated. Unless you're playing Far Cry, but I'm the main character. I win. So I just don't get people that want to be evil, or see something burn, or see people fail. I just don't. I just don't. You don't gain nothing. You don't get nothing from it. Like I said, if you sabotage someone, right? If I Reaper's my brother. I love him. I love him to death. This man has been nothing but nice to me from the first time we met. He's been 100. We never got in an argument. We've had disagreements, but there's nothing.
Gaming debate, we do that.
Right, yeah. But there's nothing that this man has done to cross me, vice versa. And there's nothing nobody can tell me about him to make me feel any different about him. But if I knew something about this man, or if I had some information about this man, and like I said, I'm not built like that, but if I were to just throw it out there as something that I just knew something that would turn everybody against him, if I did that, what would I gain from that? It's not like people would stop following him and start following me. If they didn't like what I said, they would just stop fucking with him. I gain nothing from that. That's not going to change anything in my life to see him down or depressed or hurt. So if someone is doing that and they are getting off on that, they got mental health issues. You a villain. You a villain, and you got a backstory somewhere. We just don't know it.
So, what the internet warped the perception of that. That's why that behavior got popular a bit, because whistleblowers getting their 5 minutes of fame, people look for that as a come up. Yeah, now your name is in people's mouths because you're the one that said the thing. If you don't have a game plan to capitalize on that 5 minutes of fame, look how many 5 minutes of fame people are gone. No one's heard about them in ages.
Right.
Look at the ones that were accidental. The dude from Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife. He trended for a hot minute.
Yeah, hot too. That dude was on BET, man. He performed a song. He made a song out of that.
Yeah.
He performed that shit on New Year's Eve. I'll never forget that, bro. You're right.
If you don't have a plan, it's over. And some of these people just look for the 5 minutes and, I'll figure it out when I get there. No, you're not.
What up, Juice? Juice in the building. I am helping out a friend, and first thing I told her was to stop worrying about what an ex is doing, as is just sabotaging herself. I agree with that. Unfortunately, they do win. What you talking about, Queen? Unfortunately, they do win. What you talking about? Oh, some sabotaging? I mean, well, it depends. It depends on your definition of if the person that's hating or sabotaging, if they are successful, then that mean you won. That mean whatever was sabotaged wasn't good in the first place. It had to go. So we gotta stop. We gotta get out of that mindset of somebody hurt me, somebody held me back, somebody took something from me. It wasn't for you. You may have had it and you may have felt like it was for you, but it wasn't for you. Trust me, I was married. I was married before. I thought that was mine. You know what I'm saying? Life is life. We think we like Mike Epps said, we don't own nothing in this world. Not especially people. We don't own nothing. Everything is borrowed and used. Everything. Same with lotto winners. Don't plan out what to do with the winnings. Yeah, because there was a show that used to. Come on now. There was a show. I don't know if you ever watched it, Reap, or heard of it. How the lottery changed my life. I think it used to come on A&E.
I know about that.
Yeah, that man. Most of the people that had that money went broke. That was like the popularity of the show. Most of the people, at the end of the show, would show you that they lost all their money. It would show you what they was doing while they had it, like the first year. And it didn't even take long. Some of the lotto winners lost their money within 5 years, bro. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Only one lady, I remember one episode, one lady, she took an annuity payment, and everybody said she was crazy. She took an annuity payment, and they paid her like $1.2 million a month. For like 30 years, I think, or 25 years. She took annuity, and she didn't go broke. They didn't have nothing to say about her at the end of the show, but everybody else was taking lump sum, and they would go broke.
Yeah, because then the crabs come out and drag you down. Oh, you can hook me up. I gotta pay this thing. Oh, you can hook
Right.
me up. I gotta do this. Hey,
Right, and you can't help everybody. You cannot. Your inner
how
circle,
nobody learned from the fall of MC Hammer. That
man,
was very public yet.
man.
I don't understand because that's essentially what that music career was essentially winning the lotto.
That
And the crabs came out.
that need to be studied in school, man. They need a college course on MC Hammer. This man was on stage with 70 dancers, man, paying all of them. Like, ain't no way. Nah, we ain't doing that. We can't do that.
Oh, did you hear about? Speaking of not planning, so you remember Publishers Clearinghouse? That
Yeah. I remember them.
you can win X amount for life.
Yeah, Ed McMahon and shit. I remember that.
Yeah. So think about the fact that we ain't heard about them in better part of a decade.
Right.
So the company finally went bankrupt. They weren't making money. So they went bankrupt. And there were people on it who never banked the money they were getting every week. They quit their job. They bought houses. They did all this stuff, and they weren't banking any of it.
Because they thought it was
now
going to last.
people are exactly. So now people are trending for Publishers Clearinghouse is gone. I'm going to lose my house. As long as you've been a winner on that, how is this paid off?
Yeah, for real.
How did you not budget for a house you could have paid off with the money you were getting for free?
They thought it was
No
going to last
plan.
forever, man. They thought it was going to last forever. Don't
Another
know
part.
when. Hold on. Don't know when I followed you, but glad I did. I appreciate you, Stitch. I appreciate you. Yes, those miserable people win. You're right. I don't plan a lot of winning because you can't count your chickens before they hatch. I agree. Yeah, I watch a few episodes. Now, if I do, I would buy a car and a house and put the rest in the bank. Can't touch this. What up, Southern Thickness? Coming through with the biddies. How many biddies is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 14, 21, 22. Okay. 23 biddies. I appreciate you. How you feeling? Don't need a fancy house, just 3 bed, 2 bath, without HOA. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna build my own house. You give me $100 million. I'm building my house. My house needs to be everything I need it to be. Well, I don't have to go nowhere. Yeah, I want the indoor basketball court, the gym, the theater, the bowling alley, the game room. I want it all, right? But I don't have a where I want all kind of cars and stuff like that. I'm not a big car guy. I know the people around me that I want to help. I'm gonna throw everybody I know some change. You know. Anybody complain? Look, motherfucker, you ain't got nothing. I'm giving you $100,000. Take that, and that's it. But other than that, man, you can't help everybody. You can't save everybody, and you got to be careful, man, because you give money to the wrong people, they'll expect you to keep giving it. They'll say, "Oh man, you got $100 million. Yeah, I got it. You don't, and I don't owe you nothing." So some people you can't give them money. Some people you're gonna have to buy them what they need. So if you got a friend and they live in an apartment and you know they need a house, you're gonna have to purchase their house for them. You can't give them money and say, "Hey man, go get your house." They're gonna be like, "Nah, I could take this $1 million and I could live in my apartment." And before you know it, they get down to their last 200,000 and they're like, "I should have bought a house." You could just eliminate that and do it yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Love cars, older cars. I love restoring. Well, that's where about 25% of your money will go to. But that's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that is a wrong thing to, if you come into some money, to buy what you love and invest into what you know what I'm saying? That's a once in a lifetime thing. You know? I respect, like, look at Reap, I know you a car guy. Look at Jay Leno. Remember his show Jay's Garage?
Oh yeah.
Man, that dude got so many cars, beautiful cars. Man, that dude had a steam engine car. You ever seen that one?
That is a passion of his. I think he has one of the electric cars from the 1910 The steam engine car.
He got
has
it,
the
yeah.
jet powered car too from the '60s.
Yeah.
That prototype they only had a few of.
Bro, that dude got pace cars. He got a couple of DeLoreans. He got one of the best collections I ever seen. Jay Leno, that dude he drives all those cars. He got a list of cars that he hadn't driven a car like in a couple of months. He put it on the list and he drives all his cars. He said that. He said there's not one car that I
That's a
huh?
passion. That's a passion of his.
Yeah. Hey, if you get come into some money, man, take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. I don't care what nobody say. There's gonna be a lot of people with their hand out. What about the times you had your hand out? And it's not that people didn't want to help you; they couldn't help you. So now that you're in a position, you do for you first, and then you help who you can. Whatever you got extra, that's what you bless people with. But you take care of your house first. Take care of your people first. Southern Thickness, I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm about to get into some Fallout in a minute. I'm good. But I think people get too reserved with their money. They be like, I think the way you lose it is taking care of everybody else. See, if you gonna go broke, why not go broke on yourself? Because those people, once you spend all your money on them, they turn their back. They act like you ain't never had it.
I mean, to your original point, right? Because you're aiming this mainly at U.S. culture, right?
Correct.
Part of the problem, the last time, you and I are slightly separate generations, not by much.
Mm-hmm.
And you've had kids of varying ages, so you have an idea of what they learned in school.
Correct.
When was the last time financial literacy was a focal point in the education system?
It's never been. Not in American. You got to take up financial literacy. There's not no public school that I know of or anybody in my family ever went to where they made that a focal point. They don't talk about it. Now, I took an elective, which I say you got to go look for it. You got to sign up for it. I took an elective in high school called Introduction to Business. And that taught you about balancing checkbooks, credit cards, lines of credit, taxes, tax hacks. Like, it was a good ass class, but it was only 2 years worth of a class. So you could only take it your freshman year and your sophomore year. I thought they should be giving that class junior and senior year when you're on your way out, right? You about to go out into the world. Everybody not going to college. That would be the smart thing to do. But don't get me started on American culture, man. They got us dumbfounded out here. Like, and people don't want to admit that. They want to say America's the best country in the. Man, listen, bro. They got people. You got kids. You put them in pre-K, right? And kindergarten. You teaching these motherfuckers the cow go moo. And but what them kids need to know that for? We ain't going. Everybody ain't going to be farmers. Like, we don't need to know that. We don't need to know what the pigs say. We don't know. We don't need to know what the cows say. Them shit's going on our plate. That's all we need to know. That's food. We don't need to know what sound they make. We don't need to. And I get it. It's the curriculum is set to keep the attention span of a child. And we are thinking like that's how it's supposed to be. But you go overseas, you go to Sweden, you go to Denmark, you go to some of these countries where the graduation rate is so high and the education system is better. The one thing they do that we don't do, they don't keep kids in classrooms for 8 hours. They don't. In Denmark, the kid, if they under 12 years old, they got 4 hours of class time tops, and it's spread out. They don't be in the classroom for that long. They don't take a lot of tests. The kids that go to school, first grade, second grade, third grade, they do PE and recess most of the day. So in the 8 hour span, they playing or exercising for 4 to 6 hours. Their class time is limited because that doesn't hold the attention span of a child sitting at a desk doing work. That doesn't hold their attention. That's why kids draw on desks. That's why kids put gum under the damn table. That's why they, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't, especially today when we got a lot of cases of ADD. I ain't gonna get into that, but we got a lot of things going on with these kids today that we didn't see much of when we were kids. But when we were kids, look how they had us in classrooms taking tests. 15-minute recess, 30-minute recess. No, man, that ain't how you do it. Somebody look into somebody look into Switzerland. Look into their education system. Look at how they teach their kids. Look at China. Look at the things they introduce to these kids. Kids are sponges, man. Even though the curriculum could be tough, if you introduce it to them at an early age, they can grasp it. But what you're going to teach them at 5 and 6 year olds? You're going to teach them multiplication, or you're going to teach them the cow goes moo? It's like they want you to be dumb around this motherfucker. Any real knowledge around here, you got to go seek it. You got to go find it. You have to.
And then that starts the. I'm gonna try to veer this away from political, but that starts what some politicians use. Oh, people from these other countries are taking your job. They come here, they same interview you do for the same jobs, and because of how they were raised and what they were taught and how their education system brought them up, they end up doing better in the interview. It's not get foundation they're sitting on top. Different.
Absolutely.
And then I see a teacher in an interview just recently. She teaches geography. Accent on this woman. You can tell she's from the U.S. The interviewer asked her, name 3 countries that begin with M. First name out of her mouth is Moscow. You're the teacher?
What? Yo. Yo.
And anytime they want to do education reform, they're always aiming at all these other pie in the sky things, common core. Yo, this whole thing needs to be scrapped. Look at what works in older countries and still have their economies working for hundreds of years longer. Look at what they're doing and incorporate that. Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel when we have named a few countries? We have example after an example after an example of what worked.
I agree. Juice said, I don't want what Jay got. I'll probably take 10 cars I keep. Hey, bro. Hey, you have to have a nice bit of money to get what Jay got. Jay got some cars. This dude paid money, triple the price of some. People didn't want to let go of some, especially like his Mustangs, but people didn't want to let go of them Shelbys and shit. Like the ones that he went got. Them people got paid because he wanted it that bad. And they didn't want to come up off, and it's like, you know what? I know it's going to a good home. I know you got a nice little collection. I'll let it go for about $7 million. Like, damn, a Shelby? Hell no. I don't need anything. What do you need?
Nothing. I just came downstairs to throw in my trash.
All right.
I thought I could nothing.
Let me see. I'm happy to hear that because some people aren't comfortable with telling some people no. I'm not comfortable with telling some people no. Like, because I want to help. I have a helping heart. But if I gotta tell you no or tell myself no, I'm telling you no. I love you, but only one of us can get a yes. It's gonna be me. I used to be that person that will go above and beyond for other people. I'm not saying that I changed. I'm just reserved with it now. I only give that grace to people I know gonna appreciate it. You know? And for me, it was only available for freshmen. Damn. Yeah, but you know, we got that Louisiana. We in last place, educational wise, Q. You also had to choose between that and
Wait, no. You say Louisiana was the last place for education?
I mean, we was. Well, yeah, when I was in school, we was. We was 50. We was number.
I thought it was Alabama for the longest.
It's probably Alabama now, but nah. When I was in school, man, Louis, Q, you better tell Reed, we was last in education and first in murder. We was the murder capital of the world at one point in time, and we was last in education. That shit had made it to CNN, man. They said, "Oh yeah, Louisiana is the we was the last murder capital before Baltimore." That's before Hurricane Katrina. Before, man, New Orleans was dirty, boy. Before Katrina came, shit. I ain't bragging on that. I'm just saying.
I was there for a few times before Katrina came.
This
family, I'm like, oh, what's down this street? They're like, you don't want to go down that.
nah.
Okay, let's.
See, that's one of the things about New Orleans. I haven't been there in a while, so I can't say that. But before Katrina, the a lot of the rich is mixed with the poor. Like it's a mix. Like you'll go some places and they'll tell you, oh, that's the on the other side of town. That's where the rich people stay. And then you got most of the time it's the west side or the south side. That's the hoods. The east and the north is the clean part or the outskirts. New Orleans not like that. Well, it wasn't like that. New Orleans, you could be coming up Louisiana, right? Louisiana is a nice, good, clean tourist street, Louisiana. But guess what street is off of Louisiana? Magnolia. That was the project. That's where Lil Wayne and BG and all them. That you turn off Magnolia, off Louisiana Ave, Magnolia, and that's that project. That's how it was mixed like that. You could be riding a trolley and it's right there, the hood. You go to Rampart, Poydras, Bourbon, you know what I'm saying? The French Quarter, all that, and the wrong alley, you got some bad people waiting down the alleys because they know you coming out of these bars, you're drunk, you ain't never been there before, you don't know what you're doing, and they ain't gonna kill you. They just gonna rob you. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you if you gonna live or die. Now, I don't think it's like it used to be, but back in when I was in school, 96, 97, 98, it was something else, bro. It really was. We was last in education, man. Juice said the pig say. That's all, folks. I just don't like it, man. I don't like the, you know what I'm saying? My stepmother and my mother both worked at pre-K. They call it Head Start where they was at, but pre-K. I didn't like it, man. I felt like they could do a little bit more for those kids than the singing and the dancing. And I get it. You got to keep their attention. I get that. But there's a time for that. To say we're going to do that all day, that's why some of them kids will get irritable. Some of them be tired. They done sung 20 songs. They tired now. They like, I don't want to sing no more. Like, what y'all got to eat in here? Like, why shouldn't I learn a skill and learn how to make and preserve my money? Because, man, if you do that, then you'll break away from taxes. You'll break away from control and power. You'll have your own control and power, and that's a no-no. That's a no-no here.
Let's look at history. It's American history now. Time America emphasized education heavily was the Cold War era leading into the space race. After we landed on the moon, you saw that erode. Look at the other stuff that happened around that time. You had petitions, you had some rioting, you had demonstration. The whole civil rights movement concurred with this rise up to the space race. Look at the years. Locked step with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had the masses at an educational average higher than ever before, and they see what's going on, and they don't like it, and they decide to do something about it. So after we win the space race, it's like, all right, we finally got where we want to go. These people are a little loud. How can we satiate them? And immediately you start seeing defunding in education. What's the board? How does that all seem to happen all at once? You got what you wanted. It was a bit too noisy getting to where you want what you wanted. So let's solve that problem.
They always got a plan, bro. They always got a plan. Let's see. They teach children how to be polite in China and Japan. I think also, yeah, man. I mean, I seen a video of a dude. He was talking about, and you see a couple of videos like that. Like you'll go, like Reaper said, you'll go down the rabbit hole of YouTube. I seen a video where a guy was talking about how clean it was in Tokyo, in Japan. Like he said, he travels the world, and he said this is the cleanest restroom. Like they got a lot of public toilets in Japan. He said the toilets is just so clean, like it just. So he was showing the toilet inside the restroom, like they got like a little wall, they got some bags and some papers and stuff. You put it over the toilet, you use the toilet, and when you flush it, it grabs the bag and everything. and then it sprays like a little mist on the toilet. And it's a quick dry like mist, like, and it cleans it after every use. If we the best country in the world, why we don't got that? We got portalets. We got basically like, bro. We got some bullshit. Just the stuff he was showing on the video, I'm like, why do we not have that? But I guess that goes to what Juice is saying. They teach children how to be polite in China and in Japan. So I think that they also value what they have. Because there's a lot of stuff around here. Like, you don't see that in China or in Japan. You don't see, like, you know how I live in California. Everywhere you pass, old buildings and stuff is tagged up. Reaper, I know you in New York. I know you see shit tagged all the time. Like, yeah, they don't have that over there.
Whole mural.
Murals, yeah, you don't see that overseas. Like, I don't think a lot of people respect what we have. You know?
Have you seen a Japanese pool? How they operate?
A pool?
No, a Japanese school. You ever see how they operate?
School. No, sir.
So for a Japanese school, first off, you walk in there, your shoes come off and go in a locker. Wearing slippers in here. Your dirty shoes from outside do not traverse our floor. And they do that at home. That's a part of their culture.
Right.
So it starts from there. They have
So
clean up.
So hold on.
When they're closing the day.
Is that a respect thing or is that a dirt thing? Because I know my grandma was like that. She used to be like, don't wear your shoes through the house because it attracts dirt and dust, and that's how dirt and dust get all around the house. So we would have to put our slides on, whatever, at the door.
At the door, it's a two-faceted thing, but they reinforce it at school. So home culturally, it's at school, and they make you clean up. And if you're part of what made the mess, or spending extra time cleaning up, so now it's part of your foundation from a little youth.
But that's only right.
Look after yourself. You use something, you clean something.
Yeah.
They schools are spotless. We've both been to public school.
Mm-hmm.
Would we use spotless as a term for public school?
Yeah, it's not. Spots.
Yeah. Okay.
Spots everywhere in that one. No. Hey. Let me see. Because America also has the worst processed foods would contribute to things like ADHD. Okay, I got you. I agree with that. No disagreement there. When I was teaching, I preferred the Montessori curriculum. I don't know what that is, Queen. You can enlighten me, though. You can teach me. What makes America the best? Mine is that's just what hardcore Americans and patriots and the government say. I think that America thinks they're the best because of the military they have. Because other than that, we behind in a lot of other shit. Like, I think they look at the military aspect and say that's why we the best. I really believe that. Everything else, not saying we in last place, but we were higher ranked in manufacturing. We got rid of all the manufacturing. Like, we got, there was so much that we had to offer. And this was back when I wasn't even, like, I was in school. I wasn't even contributing to the world yet. I wasn't in the workforce or nothing. But we not there no more. Like, we can't even love people properly. We can't even agree and love one another properly. We even
moved the goalpost of what's American anymore.
Exactly.
We agree on what's American.
Right. Like, my pastor had told me this one time. He asked me if I ever traveled out of the country. I told him no, and I told him I didn't have no desire to. And he said, why? Why is that? And I told him, I said, because, man, it just seems like so many people have this thing against American black people. I said, they want the culture, but they don't like the people. And he said, I challenge you to go and see for yourself. He said, I've traveled the world. I've been places. I've been to China. I've been to Russia. I've been places. He was a contractor, and he built all kind of buildings and stuff like that. He went overseas doing it. And he said that when he would go to places like that, they would always ask him, why do Americans hate Americans. He said, why is because he said, like, he went to China one time and the Asian dude asked him, he said, if everybody in America is American, why do y'all hate each other? He said, because you black and another person is another. He said, but y'all both American. Why do y'all hate each other? He said, you know, if somebody wanted to attack America, he said they would win. America think they would win, but the other countries will win because they know they all together. America would feel like we together, but we divided. Like we will never just say, okay, we all together and we got to go fight. They'll put that shit in movies like that, but if you really break it down to the bare bones, will we really do that? We've already had wars.
History.
Yeah, exactly.
History of how we treated soldiers of color, Native Americans, black people, Spanish people. Oh no, you go off in the front.
Yeah, you in the front, like what that was on South Park. Yo, on South Park, dude said Operation Kill the Darkies. That was wild, bro. That was wild. They put all the black people in the front. Chef said, man, the hell with that. When the war started, man, them boys bailed out. They said, man, the hell with that. But that is a parody of some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. People look at that. I don't know how many people watch these type of movies, but the movie Glory, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, and all that. Matthew Broderick, his character, he was so hard on those soldiers because in real history, Abraham Lincoln wanted to see if those soldiers could fight or not. They felt like the black man was inferior and he couldn't fight. So when they got them together to fight, it was a project. It wasn't like, oh, we got these African American people, we about to go try to win the war. They never thought they was going to be able to win that. But they said, if it's going to be any casualties, let's let it be the black people. And that's why Matthew Broderick, if you watch the movie, I don't know how many people ever seen this movie, but if you watch the movie, that's why he was so pressed to get them ready to fight. Because he heard from his superiors, he knew that was a project. He knew they wasn't expected to survive, and he wasn't expected to survive. So that's why he was so pressed trying to get them ready. Because he didn't want to die. He wanted that shit to be a success so he could say, ooh, at least I lived through this. I ain't got to deal with it no more. But he died. Most of the people in that little...
I haven't even seen that movie now.
You never seen it?
No, I've seen it.
Oh.
I'm wondering how many people have not seen that now. You don't even hear that movie talked about anymore.
Man, listen. I watched that movie like 5 times before I understood really what was going on in it. You know the part where they promoted Morgan Freeman? And remember they promoted him, and he's like, man, I don't know if I really want this. Like, I didn't ask for it. And Matthew Broderick say, well, I know how you feel. That was an inside joke. He didn't ask to be there. He didn't want to go leading them black men into war with, you know what I'm saying? He wanted some experienced white soldiers that he felt he would be able to stay alive with. But they knew how good he was, and they wanted him to train them men to get them ready. Who in that kitchen?
Oh.
Oh, no. I'm sorry about that, y'all. You better not bring that back upstairs either.
We have to turn on parental mode real quick.
Yeah. What makes America the best? Let's see. And then take the money back to another country where you can truly retire. Think about this. When you talk about money in other countries, you'll see people like Oprah Winfrey. People will make, oh, I'm building a school in Africa. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And people say, well, why they don't build schools here? We need schools here. Why they don't do this? Why? Because when you do it overseas, you can't get taxed. When you send your money overseas, like the IRS, they don't know what you got until you tell them. Like that's a fact. They want to get in our bank accounts. They want to get in there because they want to see what we got. But they don't know what people have until you report it. until you tell, because that's how you know they not supposed to be operating like that. So you got a whole bunch of people that say, I'm going to do something overseas. I'm going because if you build anything here, it's a paper trail to leading all the way up to your front door. You got to hire contractors. You got to those contractors hire people, get equipment. You got to get workers. You got to get permits. All they have to be paid for. All they have to be cleared. And you can't lie about how much money you spent doing that here in America. But if you go overseas, there's no paper trail. If you go build a school in whatever country you want to in on the African continent, you can say, well, this costs this much. Africa don't have to report what you spent or how much it costs to America. That's between you and them. So you send that much money over there, which it'll be like 20 million, and you only really use 11 million, but you pocketed the other. And you say, yeah, I used all that for this. And there's no paper trail for that. That's why a lot of these companies send their work overseas just to avoid the American tax. The American tax is one of the most unfair tax in the world. They at one point, I don't know, I think maybe I was in high school. Man, I think the tax rate was maybe it was either 27 or 37%. Now we have 47. Like they almost got basically they got half of our money. If you think about everything you pay tax on, I'm talking about everyday purchases and all that. They already got it. The taxes you pay at the beginning of the year, that don't mean shit. I'm talking about when you go buy a candy bar, when you buy a laptop, when you buy a car, when you buy food, you being taxed all the time. So you put that tax on top of the tax you have to pay the government at the end of the year, whatever. You already losing 50% of your money. That's why so many people have money working overseas. Let me see. It's the way children should be taught. Hands-on learning, activity centers where kids get to pick things that interest them. It's a European style learning. I agree with that, Queen. I agree with that. Because when I became a certified driver trainer, we learned that. We learned that you can't teach everybody the same way. Everybody learns different. Some people learn hands-on. Some people learn by you telling them, and some people learn by visually watching stuff. Like some people could literally watch you do something and then they can go do it. Some people, they have to have their hands on it. I have to do it myself. You can't tell me how to do it. I got to do it myself, right? And there are some people that, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody learns different. And when you put 30 kids in a class and one teacher, she's not trying to teach 3 different ways of learning. She's not trying to teach the hands-on, the visual, and the listening. She's just the explanation. I'm sorry, the explaining. She's teaching one way out of the book. And I think that's part of the bad part of what we got going on too. Metallica
I mean,
back in the front.
to add on to that, now we're so big into pushing kids to be workers in XYZ field, they don't know how their field actually works.
Yeah.
I'm in a position for a little bit now where I hire, and I remember, I'm going to speak on tech because I know and how but if you were interested in computers, they taught you computer history. They taught you basics of programming. Even if you're a programmer, here's the basics. Because if you're going to be in tech, you have to know that things are programmed. If you're a programmer, you're not going to touch computer hardware. If a program goes in computer hardware, you need to know the basics. And that was all tied in together. You know how many people I interview now? I'm a programmer for this many years. All right, I'll full networking question. I get a blank stare. Because now they just drunk them right into programming. What their program goes up to, they don't know how it operates on a low level. They don't know the history of it. They're lost. You be that effective of a program. It's the same thing how they teach people how to drive now. There's people now who drive. I ask them something like stopping distance. 2 or 3 car lengths? How many feet? No. You even an effective driver. You don't understand how long it takes your car to stop. Average. I'm not asking you to give me a ballpark.
Right.
Everything is just, they hyper specialize it to get them out there and doing something that they don't have any foundation. And I think it's making lower quality people in each field. And then every company, every industry is going to want to just hire from abroad.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this about American education, and I'm gonna leave it at this. There was one point in time, I know you remember this, Reaper. There was one point in time where shorthand writing and writing in cursive was mandatory. They told us
Yes.
like that's how you're gonna have to write when you grown up and you writing letters. That's how you're gonna have to write. Like where that's at now. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I've had younger part-timers I've had to train. And I'm like, all right, real quick, I need notations on this, this, and that. And they hand me that paper. Dog. I'm like, you're 20-something. Did your writing stop evolving at 5? I'm not looking at you. I call them out on it. Oh, well, you know, everything is typing now. Work. To write something. Think about what you just said. Is everything still typing? Did I just ask you to write something down? I ask you to break out the laptop or let you type it. I need something. We're on a time crunch. You have a piece of paper and a pen in your hand.
Queen said, "Yeah."
It makes my teeth clench.
She said, "Yeah, because these kids can't write or read in cursive." See, and here's another thing. When I got to high school, this is '97. When I got to high school, you had to take, so you only could take 2 electives. So the one I chose was Introduction to Big Business. The other one that you didn't have a choice to take was typing. You had to take typing. The thing was, typing, the first semester of typing was a typewriter. They're like, yeah, you're gonna have to have a typewriter. You gotta have this, and this is essential. This is 1997 now. I took it. The second half of typing was on computer. So typing, that's where you got your words per minute and all that. That's why I got my word per minute and everything on the typewriter. Like, and you had to so we had to type it, and like it wasn't like on a computer. Like if you did it, you could just erase it, right? Unless you got the silver program, which we had the silver program too. Once you type it, if it was wrong, it stayed wrong. It turned red and it stayed wrong. You couldn't erase it. But on a typewriter, once you type it on that paper, it's on there. So we did that, and it was like, I remember our typing teacher, Miss Barrett. She was always on that. You're gonna need to know this. If you want a job, a decent job, I would say, man, we might not be using typewriters. We might just do computers. Typewriters have been here for hundreds of years. They're never going to. Okay. They're never going nowhere. Hey, that's one thing I know about never, bro. Never always happens fast. Never. They say never comes. They'll never. Hey.
The typewriter's gone, but that keyboard format is the same layout as that typewriter.
Yep.
Toilet paper.
Whoa. What?
Toilet paper.
Didn't you just come get something the other day?
Cedar did. She was in the bathroom earlier. I don't know if he used all.
So he used it all.
I don't know.
Yeah, you better go check.
Yes, sir.
Don't just go grab no dang toilet paper. You don't pay for that. I'm sorry, y'all. These kids trying me today. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna get off of that. But that's, hey, listen. That all goes back to what we talked about, the loser mentality. The last couple of things I gotta talk about with that, and Reaper, you can comment on this too if you want. The loser mentality of friends. So this is my biggest thing about friends, and some people have friends, don't even realize that they friends are losers. They just feel like that's how their friends are. And I've known them for a long time and I love them, and like some people have friends, they be assholes. Like they just say crazy stuff, they talk wild, and they be like, if you get to know them, you get to know her, that's just how she is. She just talk like some of these motherfuckers have personality flaws. They don't be good people. And some of them are losers. Some people have friendship with people, right? And they'll be jealous. They'll be jealous of the friendship you have with another person. And they don't even realize how they try to change their friends. I'll give you a perfect example. Like I said, me and Repo are friends, but there is not one thing this man ever tried to change my mind about. He's always been open to give me his opinion. He's always given me his opinion, whether he agree with me or not. He say, "Well, this is how I feel," or if I said something wrong, he'll be like, "No, this is what it is. This is really what it is." When we talked about gaming and stuff, he knows a lot. I know a lot, but he knows a lot, and he's taught me some things. He told me some things, but he's never tried to change my mind. He's always respected my mind and my opinion, and that brings me to a point that I want to say. Some people, this is a loser mentality. If you have a friend and you respect your friend, you also respect your friend's opinion, and you also respect your friend's ideology. You don't. There's some people that try to change their friends, and they feel like, I'm not going to be your friend unless you agree with me, unless you feel how I feel. What kind of friendship is that? If y'all, like, you really want that many, I want like-minded people around me, but I want like-minded people around me as far as their morals, their heart. But if you like Frosted Flakes and I like Fruity Pebbles, that don't mean we got to debate about that. That don't mean we got to stop being friends about that. People don't even realize how they try to change people. I'll give you a perfect example. When you buy a new car, or you rent a car, or you get you get a car, and you never drove it before. When you get in that car, what's the first thing you do? What's the first thing you do when you get in that car? Before you drive that car,
Well, every single mirror got to be adjusted.
you adjust the mirrors. Some people do that to their friends and they don't even realize it. Some people, they tweak their friends to think like them, act like them, like what they like, or if you don't, they don't mess with you like that. How can you call someone your friend if you don't respect their way of thought or the things they like? Or if every time you get in your friend's car and they playing some music, you be like, why you listen to that? That music trash. Nobody listen to that. Why not? You riding with your friend. Just be quiet and be like, man, whenever we get in my car, we're not listening to that shit. You could say that to yourself, but to always challenge them, or one of the biggest things that ruin friendships is politics. People start hearing, I voted for Trump. You voted for Trump. Now y'all not friends no more. It's not even up for discussion. It's not even, why'd you do that? That's never a question. It's just like, oh, I can't mess with him or her. Or religion. Or whatever. Some people don't even realize they have friends. They start learning about people and they start hearing opinions and how these people really think. And they like the person, so they only want to accept it. They feel like, oh, I got to convert you. I got to get you to feel the way I feel. I got to get you to play the games that I play. I don't like the games you play. You got to play the games I play. No, man. A lot of people do that to their friends. And you don't even realize it. You don't even realize that you have a little bit too much control. You're a control freak over your own friends. That's a loser mentality. Respect your friends. Respect their mind. Respect what they like and what they want to do. It's not about you all the time. You know? And you see it a lot. You see it a lot. But the people that do it, they don't even realize it. They have so many people around them that allow them to change them or guide them, or it may be somebody they deal with that's just lonely and just like, oh, well, just so I can have a friend, I'll do what they say do. That's not the way to live. You'll lose a good person doing that because they have a different view than you, or they have a different belief than you, or they don't want to agree with what you got going on or how you feel. You'll lose you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I don't agree with some of my friends, but I still love them. They're still good people. Their beliefs don't make up who they are. It's just a part of them. You know? Let me see. Yes. Check your circle.
There was a study a while ago that showed, because of the internet age, a lot of people are holding on to what they consider friendships more than people used to. The remember at one point there was this distinct line between someone you know, just know of,
Mm-hmm.
an acquaintance,
Associate.
and a friend.
Yeah.
And that all got a kind of, maybe because of the verbiage we use in social media, everything got condensed kind of to just being a friend. But now, because everything's condensed to being a friend, an expectation of alignment of thoughts comes with it. Because everyone ends up in their echo chambers on the internet, and they're reinforced by the echo chamber they fall into, their algorithm.
Right.
So yeah, everything's got to be that way. Whereas some people might be better off as an acquaintance or as someone you know, some as a close friend. Why are you trying to collapse everybody into the same thing? That's where that tension comes in now. That's
I
where
agree.
you run into those issues.
I agree. I agree. Everyone is not your friend. If you got history with somebody and you know them and that, yeah, I agree. I agree. But like, there's people that come along in your life, and they they pretty much challenge everything you. And it don't be like malicious. It's just like they really challenge everything you believe or everything you feel, and it's like, nah, you may not be my friend. You may be an associate. You may be just somebody that we in the same space. You know,
Yep.
my mom told me that before. I told her somebody was my friend. She said, that's not your friend. You just go to school with them. You see them 5 days a week. When you get out of school, you won't never talk to that person again. You won't never see that person again. And me and that person not friends no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. Let me see. New doesn't mean better. If someone prefers writing letters, I'm not going to force them to send an email because I like that better. Exactly, Queen. Hey, I agree with that. I agree with that. What I would do is, now it's just me. What I would do is I would create a balance. If someone likes to write letters, I would always accept the letters, and I would send some letters back. But if I prefer emails, I would send the emails too. That's the way I would gauge if that was really my friend. It's about give and take. Like, I'll entertain your letters, but you got to send me an email too every once in a while because I'm on the email tip. Some people, now see, that's another thing. Some people have friends that don't meet them halfway. It's always pull, 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 pull. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. Another thing. Like I say, another thing. When you the loser mentality, you can go back and forth with it a lot. Everything needs balance. Everything in balance, exactly. Everything needs balance. When you have a friend that is like, this is your friend, but if somebody else come along and they don't like them, or they always talking about them, and they trying to get you on the train of dislike, or I don't like this person, or see, we had that. We dealt with that. That's like whenever everything fell apart with the orc, and I said, well, I'm not gonna be mad at this person because they never done nothing wrong to me, right? But the person done something wrong to the people that I call friends, and I was at a crossroads, and I was like, damn, okay, what I'm gonna do is, because I'm never gonna shit on somebody that didn't shit on me. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm not gonna play both sides. I never told Reaper, hey man, you need to dead that, bro. You need to nah. He felt how he felt. He was disrespected. He was and the person that disrespected him ended up disrespecting me, and I had to slide his ass too. But I never was in the middle of them. Like, we need to fix this. No. People got crossed. I respected that. When they said, I'm not fucking with this person no more, I'm not doing that no more, I was like, all right, cool. I never tried to play middleman. I never tried to play both sides. I just gave both sides respect, and I took both sides as friends, and I'm still friends with everybody still, because I kept it true. I never sat there and shoo with somebody about somebody else. I never sat there and talked shit with that person about Reaper. I just didn't do that. And if I felt anything was being said, I exited that shit. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing this, because I know how quickly people fold. People will get ousted, and then they'll say, well, Well, Big Pick said, nah, ain't no Big Pick said. I wasn't there. I wasn't in that conversation. I went into the Discord. Y'all was talking shit. Hey, I'm going to holler at y'all. That's how I operate. I've always tried to be as 100 as I could be. If I felt like I was in a compromising position, I removed myself. You know what I'm saying? I just never felt like that. And I've been in that position where somebody have stopped messing with me because of what somebody else told them. And when that same person crossed them, they tried to come back, and I was like, nah, you chose your side. You chose your temporary friend, right, over your longtime friend. Like I don't play them games. I don't play them games. You go play over there. You stay over there. If that shit don't work out, what you want me to do about it? You knew that shit was fishy when it was being told to you, but you still went that way for whatever reason. You know, if you got history with somebody, act like it. If you got history with somebody, act like it. Hold them down. They're not right all the time, but you know something about your friend. Hold them down. Don't never let a new person come in because that shit could be temporary. I dealt with that. I'm telling you, I dealt with that, and it hurt me to lose that friend. And it didn't hurt me. It hurt me that they just believed what was told to them. Like, damn, man, this was my G. I'm like, how you just spend the night at my house, dog? I didn't ate your mama gumbo, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Somebody come in between us and say, yeah, man, he don't really fuck with you like that. He don't, dog. You used to spend the night at my house, dog. We played Resident Evil together, Metal Gear Solid, bro. We finished these games. We stayed up all night playing these games. We grew up together, and somebody came in that you knew for a year and divided us. And I've been there. I've been there. So now I don't do that. I'm not quick to judge. I'm not quick to disconnect. If something goes on, I want to talk. I want to talk to the person that I know and I respect, and I want to say, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I don't like that person. I'm not dealing with that. You want to deal with them, you could deal with them, but I ain't doing. All right, cool. They ain't never done me nothing wrong, so I'm cool. But I'm not gonna never talk about you. I'm not gonna never tell you if they say something about you. I'm not gonna talk about you with them. And you know what I'm saying? The people that entertain stuff like that, that's a loser mentality. That's what I mean when I say it's like people in America, they just comfortable with that. They comfortable with arguing and debating and chaos. They comfortable with it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Me personally, I'm a person where I like to get active. Like I'd rather talk things out. I'd rather not be violent, or whatever. But if shit go left too far, I get active. I'm like the Hulk, bro. It's no off button for me. So I try not to go there. I try not to get there. That's like I say, when we was dealing with the orc, I seen the guy disrespect you, and I seen all that, and I was like, you know what? It was never about him anyway. So I'm gonna stop messing with him. I don't like how he treating my friends or whatever. And it was hard for me to do that. And I'm gonna tell you why it was hard for me to do that. Because the guy helped me out a lot. I don't even know why he did what he did. At one point in time, he had gave me the biggest raid I ever had. 40 people. At one point in time. And I knew how he felt about raiding people with no camera and no PC. I heard him talk shit about it. Because every time his friend, like I said, I'm not saying no name because I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. It's all love. It's all love. But when she was trying to raid somebody, he's like, no, don't do that. We don't raid people without PCs. He was just funny like that. And then it was one time somebody was on a PC, they didn't have their camera on. He's like, no, we ain't doing that. Like he just had that much power, and he just, and the motherfucker would be raiding out to me, and it was crazy because I'm like, I know how he feel about that, but he was giving me raids, and I was like,
yeah, he had a thing about him, and this is something that some people do. They will garner favor as a owe me one kind of deal. And I was worried about this when I got kind of more involved in that org, quote unquote member of the board or whatever nonsense they call that.
mm-hmm.
And when you hear the conversations on why they moved, everything was a tit for a tat.
It was.
And that was part of me starting to pull back from that. Once I heard that they would go to an individual with a smaller community, with a large community, to make that person feel beholden to the larger community, or to that board member, or to this individual that they wanted to prop up. Everything was everything. Every move was marketing.
Yeah. Nothing was genuine.
Nah, and that's where you got that feeling of attachment, because it was they were manufacturing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it felt. It felt
And that's why that's why there was these risks of people who at first, right?
right.
People who were down with the org as a whole, ride or die, because they still felt that. The illusion wasn't broken yet.
Yeah.
But for those that were a part of the board, you notice that board was the first ones to splinter off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. We already sat behind the curtain. We know what it was. So when things went left, we're like, no. There's saw how the sausage was made, and we see you drop it on the floor and put it in that person's plate. We're out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that cracked quickly when it started to go left. And they went to in their heads, their B team and their C team to prop things up and, oh, nothing's wrong, everything's, it's cat's out the bag. And I tried to stay around in a viewership capacity thereafter, and you saw the disrespect you saw.
Yeah.
Right? So to try to stay away from names, but I couldn't even be a viewer anymore.
Yeah. But like I said
And
earlier,
then that same person who wasn't there from the beginning of the org, who really is the one that started these plans and orchestrating this, tore the whole org down.
right. See, like I said, it wasn't even a bad thing. That was a blessing. That was a blessing. You was working with them, and you split from them, and now look at what you got going on. Look at how successful your stuff is. Look at your YouTube channel, the 2020 movement, and all that. That, like, sometimes it's done for a reason, man. Sometimes it is what it is. It wasn't supposed to work because there was something else that was supposed to work. To be honest, y'all was a part of a daydream. Y'all was building up daydream. They didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve y'all. But that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't even have no issue. Like I said that. I said, man, I ain't gonna mess with that dude because I don't like what he said about Reap. I don't like what he said about Lucky. Like I was cool on that. I was like, I ain't gonna mess with him. But I didn't disrespect him, and I didn't do anything. Then one day I looked and I seen that he had blocked me and booted me off of something. He unfollowed me, all kind of stuff. I'm like, I didn't even tell you nothing, dude. I never mentioned you. I never, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was just petty. It was just petty. And, I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. But I'm glad that I got the friends from that. That whole org gave me a whole bunch of genuine people around me. I'm glad it happened the way it happened. You know, it is what it is, man. I met all y'all through that, and that was the best thing. That's what was supposed to happen. You know, had that shit stayed together, who knows if we would be as cool as we are now. We'd probably be cool, but we'd probably be on the associate tip. The way that everything happened, it got us, we family. You know what I'm saying? We survived that shit. We got through it. We all doing our thing. Everybody's way further along than we were when we was at that right?
Yeah, because all our time and energy, you said pyramid scheme, was funneling towards the top.
Correct. And again, if anybody ever watched this, it's all love. It's no disrespect. Everything I said was truth. Reaper right there. And I didn't say a lot. It wasn't nothing, no disrespect. They know that's how it went down. But
it's hard to lie about a lot of this because it was a lot of it was on camera.
On camera. More than one person know about it. Is, you know.
Like, it's hard to deny any of this. So, But it shows, and maybe that's a life lesson for a lot of people here. There are these orgs, and there have been orgs before this. There are going to be orgs after this.
Yes, sir.
Careful devoting your time and energy to these collections, these online, and it becomes apparent if you walk back from the outside and look in. There's usually few people at that, and everyone else is just putting their energy into these people, and you'll see those people succeed quickly. Everyone else kind of in the same place.
Right. They left to do it on their own. They get no push from the org. If you're going to participate in them things, make sure you're getting something out of it, man. If you working hard for an org, if you got a logo in your chat, if you wearing a merchandise, a hat, make sure you're getting something out of it. These people are asking you to do things for them. Say, don't. It's not wrong for you to say, oh, what do I get? Because us just being cool, it ain't enough. I got enough friends already. I don't need to be cool with an org. Like, what can I get? What you know? If you want me to wear the hat, you want me to wear the shirt, give me the shirt. Don't make me pay for it. Give me one. Give me a shirt. I'll wear it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, send me a couple of subs. I'll put your logo up there. Give me 2 subs. Something. Like, you wouldn't even dare ask anybody else to do something for free. Why try to use me? Why try to ask me to do it for free? You know? It's only right, man. But some people, they just want to be accepted. They want to be in it so much they just accept anything, and that's not the way to go. Let me see. Thank you for the 50 bits, Queen. That's why I ride with you. Real recognize real. Yeah. I mean, it's only right, man. Like I said, I'm always on the side of right. I'm always on the side of right. You know. That's like everyone has a choice. Everyone. When you dealing with your friends and orgs and associates, everyone got a choice. And when somebody show you they don't respect you, when somebody show you they're willing to cross you, man, pull your knives out, man. Protect yourself. Because the one thing I will say about the disrespect that was thrown at my brother, they thought he was soft. But that's not nothing that would be said face to face. That's not something that would be challenged face to face. It's all over airwaves, all over computer. Like, we don't respect that. We don't respect that. And you never shit on somebody that helped you like that. Somebody that gave you valuable information that they should have charged you for. Somebody that gave you information and allowed you to go and make videos like you knew what you was talking about. No, they coached you on that. They showed you that. Like I say, I'm not being disrespectful. The disrespect was when they said the things that was said and stuff was said and people laughed and no, that shit ain't funny. It's not. I can't respect that. I can't. Like that. It is what it is. But that's some people just built funny like that. And you see what? No disrespect. Facts. You see where he at. You see where we at. It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
If you want to be real, bro, everything you build gonna fall. They was in position. They was in position to do big things, man. Had a nice thriving community. Good, just that one bad apple. The one bad apple, and then the person that wouldn't challenge the bad apple. So everything fell.
Right, and the thing is, the person wouldn't challenge the bad apple because the bad apple kept feeding it. It became a money game.
Right.
So because they were throwing money, oh, they're right automatically because they throw money.
Yeah. Hey, loyalty over money. Loyalty over money. You can't take $1. Anybody can give you $1. That don't mean they're loyal.
Once that money dried up, though, that went sideways.
I mean, but you gotta prepare for that. You gotta know like that's a possibility. You can't just move like that person wasn't rich. You can't move like that was gonna be there all the time. No. Like and you was getting that as long as you was playing nice. When you stop playing nice, guess what? He left you too. And that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. You deal with who's loyal to you. Had this person would have stayed down with the people that had their back and that was loyal, just losing that one person wouldn't have hurt. Tell me I'm lying.
Nah.
That person could have kept all of us and let that one person go, and it would still be thriving. They would probably have everything they wanted to all their goals would have been met by now.
There were. I did the math with them. That's the funny thing. The last meeting where I could stomach to be there, I did the math, and maybe that put a battery in their back. I'm like, at your rate of growth, you should have this goal by this point, this goal by this point. And I think that realization put a battery in their back to act, they were acting because they felt unstoppable. But yeah, got the part of the numbers I gave. Continue on this path. First thing you do is hang a sharp left. Guess what? Those numbers don't mean anything. Can't have you in uncharted waters. I got nothing for you.
It was over after that. I told you what to do. That's what I said earlier. You tell somebody what to do and they want to go another way. All right, bro, you made your choice. You can't come back now. You made your choice. There's some lines you cross you can't cross back. Especially with people that put in work for you. Exactly. People stay trying to buy other people's affection and loyalty. It's not for sale. Affection and loyalty, if it's genuine, it's not for sale. If it is, it's not that.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. So, the thing is, one of those individuals came around. I miss you doing this. I miss you around for that. That's cool. Talk to you. Hi, bye. How you doing? How's everybody? But what you had before things went left, don't expect that. Like,
Yeah.
you can't bite my hand, expect me to stick my hand back out again. Like that a lesson was learned.
Right. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have felt the way if I had charged the rate on all the time and effort I put in. Because, like everybody else at the time, we thought we were not just an org, but friends, maybe a little bit more than acquaintances. This person could call me in the middle of the night with an issue regarding their production, and I would get up and help. Because we were propping up, at the time we didn't realize it, the pyramid. Now, if things went left, but I had got my money out to do, no hard feelings. It was a business transaction. I was helping out friends, or so I thought. So, I don't know. Lessons were learned there.
Yeah. But see, that as long as you learn them, and you move forward the right way. And people, you meet new people and they'll say, you treat me like this, or you got your guard up, or I've been through some stuff. I've been through some stuff. Now I know my worth. You gotta show me. You gotta show me something now. Nobody get access to me like that ever again. Once you go through some stuff, it make it easier for you to move right. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Once you go through some things, it really puts stuff into perspective, and you could just move forward better. You know not to give it your all. You know not to give your skills and time to people that just take. Like, and there was a lot that could have been done to help the people around, and they just, like you said, they wanted to help other people that they felt they could get gains from. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, we better off. We good where we need to go, but that what we just talked about is the definition of the loser mentality. We ain't gonna even give it that energy, but we know what we talking about. it's not just we ain't talking about no ifs, ands, or maybes. Like, this is experience. The last loser mentality that I want to talk about is losers in parenting. I think this is the thing why I said for the last 30, 40 years, America been breeding nothing but losers. Is because the parenting. People are getting away from raising their children. There's so much other things outside of a home that are raising children nowadays. Now, I'm going to tread lightly on this because this isn't new. I'm not talking about something today. I'm talking about, like, when we were kids, there was drugs, there were gangs, there were, what I'm saying? This is not nothing new. There were gangs in the 60s, 70s. Like, it's not new. Like, Reaper, I know you know about the movie The Warriors. Look at all those gangs. You know what I'm saying?
That came from somewhere.
It came from somewhere. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but that was just an alternate to what you could be doing. Today, there's so much more. Like, what I'm trying to say is, in the 70s and 80s, if you weren't part of a gang, right? even me I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. I've been around gang members and gangs, and I got into some stuff. I done stuff I'm not proud of. I'm not gonna talk about. But if you didn't do that, you were part of the other. Which what I was, you part of the nerdy or the jocks or whatever. But I was in the nerd class. I was watching Doctor Who and Red Dwarf and a few animes, and I was there. Skateboard. I used to skateboard. Believe it or not, Piccsta used to get down. But
Red Dwarf. Gee.
oh, you know about that?
Man, you hit you right in the nerds with that one.
Come on, man. Hey, not too many people know about Red Dwarf though. Like, I haven't really met nobody else that knew. Some people know about Doctor Who. Some people, but only because they keep rebooting the shit. They had one on Sci-Fi and all that. I ain't never watched the new. I'm talking about the ones from the 70s and 80s. I watched those. I used to watch them on
Man, they're bringing back Red Dwarf too. I don't know how I feel about it.
with the original cast.
Yeah, like it's supposed to, because remember they were lost out there. It was supposed to be time continued, and I'm like, I don't know if that worked.
Nah, unless they bringing them home, don't. I wouldn't reboot it like to keep it going. Like you gotta round it up. you gotta wrap it up.
You need a bald cat. That was always a wild concept. Wait,
Man, Reaper,
this is the fake cat.
Reaper. I got the complete series, bro. I got everything. I got them on DVD. I got the They got some movies too. I got the movies.
I did not know they had movies.
I think they got two
That I
movies.
didn't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them later. I'm gonna send you a picture of them. They got and they got a rebooted, like they got like a season. I think it was done in 2010 maybe. I got all the DVD. I got that shit off of Amazon, man. Bruh, I love that show, bro. You for real. You know about Red Dog. You know about Rimmer, and you know about all of them.
I'm telling you about the cat. I'm telling you about this stupid that AI with that stupid thing on his forehead. It's the worst makeup ever.
Oh, you talking about the one with the H? That's Rimmer.
Yes. Yep.
Yo, but just the concept though is nice, ain't it? Like
It had me watching.
they got the.
I didn't have BBC at the time because I don't think I had cable. Where was that? I think it was like a public access channel, whatever. They were airing the reruns of that joint.
So BBC would play through American Airwaves on PBS. That's the same channel with Sesame Street and all that. PBS. Well, for us it was down
That's
south.
probably where I was seeing it.
Yeah. So for us it was down south. It was and for all y'all out there, BBC is British Broadcasting Channel. Don't let's come on. Let's keep it classy. Let's keep it classy. But yeah, man, I used to watch that. I used to watch Chef, Black Adder. I used to watch all that stuff, man. Doctor Who. It all came on PBS. So it was. Then they would have like local programming, which we call the LPB, Louisiana Public Broadcasting. But in the evening, that's the same channel. Sesame Street, Ghost Rider, Where in the World is Carmen San Diego, um, Square One. You probably don't know nothing about Square One. That was like a math. It was like a math show. Um, bro, it was some good shows on that channel, man. Some great shows. That National Geographic used to come on that channel. No Nova. You ever watch Nova?
Was that the one that was No, that wasn't the one teaching about different planets and stuff.
Yes, Nova. Yeah, it's like Supernova, where it talk about the galaxy and everything. But yeah, Nova.
Yeah, like each episode, they're like, all right, we're gonna talk about Pluto today, and you just go in. Like you'd have a hour of just covered.
Reba said I hit him in the nerd. Yo, dog, I used to watch that. So now you know where I come from. I used to watch that, bro, and being that my cousin was gang affiliate and stuff, and I'll be on. I'm trying to tell him about this. He's like, man, what you into, bro? Like he didn't want to hear none of that. And I'm just like, I'm amazed by this. And then I'm trying to tell him about Red Dwarf, and he's like, I can't relate, bro. I ain't never seen that. But it's just that's the stuff I was into, man. You know, I didn't be out like that, man. I go out, do my thing, whatever. Come home, watch that, play video games. That was what I did, bro. But that's, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was either or. Now it's so much stuff, man, that kids have to get into. And you know, you got this trauma bonding. You know, you got depression is real trendy right now. It's gangs ain't nothing. They want to show you that shit on TV and on these social networks like gangs in Chicago. Bro, that's a little small. That's not even what it used to be. It's not. It's bigger now. Bro, you got people that's in suicide groups right now. Like these kids, they like cutting their wrists, and like it's so much going on, and the parents are disconnected. They don't know what their kids are getting into and what's going on behind closed doors. Because kids now, and I think it has something to do with us as parents not leading our children correctly. There are so many people that want to give their kids a solid childhood. They don't tell them the truth about a lot of things. They keep them in this Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny mindset when they really should be going right where their parents went left. Your parents did that to you, so why would you do that to your kids? Start telling them the truth about things. Start giving them the truth. Start teaching them. We talked about financial literacy earlier. Start teaching them about that. Don't wait for the school to do it, because the school not going to do it. You do it. They changing the history books right now. They taking down slavery exhibits and all. Bro, don't. Does that piss you off? That's not supposed to piss you off. Let them take it down. This is no country. You can't go nowhere. You can't go to China and they got exhibits up telling you about how they took over Mongolia. They don't got that. They ain't gonna tell you that. They ain't gonna tell you about how they joined up with Russia and invaded Mongolia. They ain't gonna tell you that, because that's a bad thing that they did. They're not gonna tell you that. You can go to certain parts of Russia, and you can go and the people in Russia look Chinese, and you can go to certain parts of China and them dudes look Russian. Why is that? Because to expand both of they dynasties, they invaded Mongolia. If a lot of y'all got y'all phone in your hand right now, Google Mongolia and look how big it is. Look, at one point in time, Mongolia was Mongols. They was feared. They kicked the Vikings' ass. They was feared. Look at how big Mongolia is. Look how big it is compared to Russia and China. Just go ahead and look it up. I studied it. I've done a whole bunch of history and social study projects about this. Both of those countries got together and say we need to expand. We need to expand. Let's take over Mongolia. And when they invaded Mongolia, they took over. They took most of the dudes, sent them to war, left the women at home, and they put a man in the house with them and say, "Oh well, I'm gonna just be here just to help you." You know, where's my husband? Oh, he went off to war. He'll come back though. Even the best wife, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, your husband ain't came back. What you think that woman gonna do? That's how that happened. That's, you know what I'm saying? This is things that It's been going on like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's is in school, and I study stuff like that. But today, you gotta go find that. You have to go find that. That's not something that's being told or taught. You know what I'm saying? America is here. They taking down all these things that they are ashamed of. You can't get mad at that. It's history, but we know it. It's in books. It's in people's minds. Don't let it go away. Teach your children, but people are not teaching their children. I'm gonna keep it real. People they so bent on swirling that they're not even trying to tell people, hey, this is history. This is what happened. This is where we come from. Now you could do what you want. You could be who you want. You could love who you want. But this is where we started at in this nation. They're afraid to tell their kids that. They're afraid to tell their kids. They feel like they're robbing them of childhood. A lot of people still today won't talk to their kids about sex. They just feel like, would you rather your kid learn that from you or learn it from their friends? If they friends,
The worst part about that is the ones where they don't teach their kids about the physical aspect of life, and someone takes advantage of that naivety.
exactly,
Being that naive, and they end up abused and thinking they can't tell their parents because they did something wrong
exactly,
because they didn't know what it was.
exactly. I mean, it could go a whole bunch of different ways, but as a parent, it's your duty to teach your kids about that. They should never learn that from their friends. The more you withhold from your kids to say, well, I don't want them to know about it yet, or they're not ready for that yet, or they too young. Thank you for that lurk, Sir Rich. I appreciate you, my brother. Why would you let them go learn from their friends? Now you've created a dynamic of your child trusting their friend more than they trust you because they feel like their friend is giving them more than you giving them. You feel like you're doing all you can do for your kid, but you're not. You're robbing them of life. You got to talk to them about this. You got to tell them some of these things so they don't find comfort and trust in their friends. That's why they talk to their friends and they don't talk to the parents because the friends give them more. The friends tell them more. The friends listen more. Like, that's a loser mentality. We got to take care of our kids. We got to spend time. We got to ask them how they feel and mean it. And when they talk, we got to listen, whether it pisses us off or not. We gotta listen. Another thing, we gotta stop lying to our kids. Now, I work with the youth sports and everything. It's a lot of parents out here lying to their kids. It's a lot of parents out here telling their kids, "Oh, you can be anything you want to be. You could do this. Oh, you're so good." No, they're not. They're not, and you see it. But there's a way to tell your kid that they're not where they need to be. There's a way to prepare your kid to work to get where they want to be. But you lying to them, that doesn't help them. What if you have the type of kid that after you lie to them and say, if they're trying to be a basketball player and they can't shoot a three to save their life, and they say, well, how's my 3-point shooting, Dad? And you say, oh, it's amazing, son. You may have the type of kid that may say, well, my dad says my 3-point shooting is amazing, so I don't have to practice no more. Now you just killed it for him. But what if you say, hey, man, your 3-point shooting, it could use some work, son. It's okay, but you could use a lot of work, and I could help you with that. Now the kid has something to work towards. Now the kid can get better instead of just taking it easy because you lied to him. If you have a kid and your kid have a short attention span, and you know it affects them in everything they do, small things and big tasks. Why would you tell them they could be the president? Let's not bust a joke about that because I know the joke you could say with the current president, but no, if you want your child to be successful, you tell them, hey man, you got to learn to concentrate. You struggle with a lot of things, and I think if you just learn to concentrate, you could be a lot better. There's ways to parent, but some people don't parent their kids right. Some people know their kids wrong and they still ride with them saying they right. Some people don't. Their kids are bullies or their kids are assholes and they know that, and they won't check them. But if somebody else check them, here they come, wanting to fight behind their kid when all they had to do was parent them in the first place. And I say parenting with the loser mentality is the worst of all the loser mentalities is because these are the people that are being put out to society. You are raising these kids and you're putting them out there. You're putting them out there butt naked. They don't know how to show people respect. That's why somebody end up jumping on them and whooping their ass. They don't know how to mind their own business. That's why they don't have friends. And they don't really know real love. You ain't spent time with them. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's like I say, it's all kind of things raising kids other than parents. You got these down. You got YouTube. YouTube is the worst for kids. TikTok. It look like all these kids got a little phone or a little tablet. Like,
Oh, can I add one to that?
yes, sir.
They don't know how to fail graceful because they're not used to realizing that they've done wrong or failed it.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you said that because one of your sayings is builds character. A lot of these kids, they are not building character. They are not being put in positions to even fail. Everything they do, their parents setting them up for it to be a win. You got some sports, they be like, I've seen this. I've seen videos of kids playing a basketball game, and the scoreboard clearly says 19-10, and they say, "Oh, both of y'all won. Everybody won," and all the kids run around cheering. I'm like, "Whoa, hold on." Nah, the team in the black jerseys lost. They got their ass whooped. But they trying to, no, we got to protect these kids, man. They're not ready for that, man. When they get a little older, they going to know what loss is. They going to know what it is. Why they can't know now? What you waiting on? No characters being built. Some of these kids really have a false narrative of what life is like. And I'm not saying give somebody a water bill to pay at 6 years old. I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is, though, stop lying. Stop telling them things that you feel is protecting their innocence. You can tell your kid ain't no damn Santa Claus. You can tell them that. Stop thinking that you got to preserve something and protect something. That's a lie. And you doing it, and then they friend tell them at school, ain't no Santa Claus. Man, your mama buy you a gift. Go check under her bed or check in her closet. You're going to find it. And if they go and they do that and they find it, now your kid looking at you like they don't trust you now. But they trust their friend. Their friend told them the truth. We gotta be better parents out here. We gotta, Reaper, I know you know these people, man, they talking about you can't whip your kids. And like, bro, that's the worst shit. You can't discipline a child? People,
You have to sit down and talk with them on their level.
man.
Come to an understanding as to why they did wrong. For
So,
the 18th time after you had this discussion with them
right,
18 times ago.
right. So when they say that, you gotta talk to a kid on their level. So are you saying when a person says that, my response to that is, so are you saying the kid's dumb? Because they know what they're doing is wrong. They know what they're doing is wrong. I had to explain that to my son a long time ago. I told him, I whipped him about something, and he, you know what he did? He came up to me, he said, I want to know why you whipped me. I think he was like 7 or 8. He's like, why did you? I say, because you know what you did was wrong. He's like, no, I didn't. I forgot what he did. It's about to fuck me up. But he done something. I said, bro, you knew what you was doing was wrong. You still did it. He's like, no, I didn't know. You tried to put a loophole in the shit. And I explained to him. I said, son, pick up that brick. And he picked up the little brick. And I said, you see that wall? I say, if you throw that brick over that wall and it hit and killed somebody, I say, is that wrong? He said, yeah. I say, actually, it's not. Because you don't know it's somebody on the other side of that wall. I say, but if you was walking down the street, if you was coming down that street and you could see on this other side of that wall and you seen the man there, then you come around there and get the brick and throw it, you wrong because you knew he was there. You probably didn't know you was going to hit him because you just tossed it, but you knew he was there. I can't remember what he did, bro, because I remember how I broke it down to him, and all he did was shook his head. He was like, yes, sir. He knew. But what he came asking me about was figuring like, you don't know. That's why he say, why did I get a whipping? Cause he wanted to see if I knew. Yeah, I know, bro. But that's how kids do you. They what you just said, oh, you got to break it down. You got to get down to their level. No, kids think they up here and you down here. They think they smarter than you. That's why they do some of the things they do. I'm telling you, bro, like, bro, they telling you you can't discipline your kids. So these kids don't get disciplined. They grow up, they become brats and bullies. Then whenever they get their ass knocked out, when they really meet a real bully, they get handled, they get knocked out, or they go to jail. And now Big Bob got a hold of them, and they crying. But guess what? That's your fault as a parent. That's your fault. You didn't corral your kid. You let him run crazy and say, "Oh well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with little Johnny." Well, little Johnny is little Jessica now. Yeah, he hooked up with Big Bob in Rikers. They chilling because you didn't parent them. That is a loser mentality. You have to parent your kids, and it's not about like getting with them when you're upset. That's abuse. Clearly, that's abuse. Get them when they do something wrong. You don't even have to be mad about it. When they wrong, get them. You don't gotta be mad. If your kid running around the house and you told them to sit down 5 times and they run, sit down, run, sit down, run, sit down. They don't stop, and then they break a vase. Now you pissed. Because I told you to sit down, and now you getting up and you whip. Now you got something behind that. That's not how you parent. I know people ain't going to agree. Everybody, this is opinions, but this is, bro, 6 kids. Running around, hey, sit down. Running around, bow, I told you sit down. That's where it stops. I don't know why that's a bad thing for people. Why you think you gotta sit a kid down and say, hey, you gotta sit down. You can't be running in here like. Do they do that in the military? Do they go to your bedside and say, hey, sir, it's 4 a.m. We got to get up. We got 9 miles to run before 6 o'clock. Would you get up, please, and we can go? Hell nah. They go up in their barracks and they curse and because they know you're going to listen to that. They jump up and they like, man, we got to get up, bro. Sarge up in here tripping. Right? You can't be nice about everything. And why would you always break it down to somebody's level when they not even at that level? Some kids act like that. Some kids act like, but they smart. They real smart. Some kids know I'm gonna take this snack. I ain't supposed to have it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna put it under my mattress. I put the paper under my mattress. Some kids are smart, bro. They know. They know when they wrong. So we got to do better parenting because that's the foundation of all this shit. Everything I talked about today, that's the foundation of it all. The loser mentality in friendships, in society, in work, schooling, gaming, all that, bro. The base of it is how we were raised. If you ever dealt with an asshole, where did it come from? Where did that start? If you ever dealt with a selfish person, where did that come from? Where did that start? If you ever dealt with a jealous person, that probably was the motherfucker that didn't want to share no toys. Like, I'm playing with the toy, you playing with the toy, they 3 years old, and I see your toy, oh, you look like you having more fun than me. Give me that toy. Okay, well, give me that toy. No, I want both toys. That person grew up to do the same thing to people. When it's not corrected, why we keep thinking that people just change? You got to want to change first. Some people don't change. They have never met any adversity where it forced them to change. So they stay the same way. I'll leave y'all with this. And Reaper, you could say something if you need to, but I'll leave y'all with this. Don't just deal with losers. Challenge them. Let them know they're a loser. Let them know they're not right about stuff. But be sure you telling them the right thing. Don't just be in your feelings about it. Make sure your words have weight. And make sure your feelings have validity to it. But challenge them. Because somebody hasn't challenged them yet. If they assholes, somebody haven't challenged them yet. If they petty, somebody haven't challenged them yet. They've been going like that for a long time. It's like people on the internet typing talking shit that somebody ain't snatched them up yet. Once it happens, I hate to say it, but I mean, Chris Rock, he got slapped up at a award show, right? I don't agree with it. I'm not saying that. I don't agree with it. But he did that. Bet you he won't be doing that again. And if he did do it, he won't do it to them. I guarantee you. That's how the world works. What's up, Jazzy? I appreciate that alert. Thank you for that alert, Jazzy.
That was something that should have been handled after the show.
Yeah, I don't think it had to be a violent thing. Being that was his friend,
Yeah.
they friends. I mean, I don't think they're friends anymore, but
No, but I mean, let's keeping both sides. While he should have smacked him on the air, right?
mm-hmm.
The one thing, especially given where his relationship was at that time, the one thing that I don't give Chris Rock a pass for, and this is back to the checking people thing, and he's from Brooklyn, New York, of a certain era, and this is language that in a lot of environments across America, big pig, you know what comes, but somebody says, "You my friend," but you know the next thing out their mouth is potentially very disrespectful.
Absolutely.
And they know they taking a risk saying it. That's why they start off like that. So all these people saying, "Oh, you should tell a joke." No, he knew he was about to potentially step on the line.
Yeah.
We know the language.
You're right.
Oh, Jada, you know I love you. But he did his joke. It didn't land with them.
Well, hey, no, it did land. Will was laughing, but he looked at Jada and she wasn't. He's like, "Oh shit."
Then we know what happened after that.
Yeah.
Knew he was taking a risk. That he played victim card so hard.
Yeah.
You know you were taking a risk. It's the fact that you got punked on national television at Junior Field.
Right.
Let's call it a buck.
Yeah.
The fact that you got punked on national television by somebody you know you could throw hands against.
Yeah.
That's the part you really in your feels about. But everybody put a battery in your back saying, "Oh, it should never happen." Okay. But you knew, and everybody who speaks the language knows. Took a risk.
To be honest, bro, that was your friend, bro, and you know they got issues in their marriage, and you know Will is mentally unstable. Like, I don't know how people don't see Will Smith is mentally unstable. If he got a movie role, he look normal as hell in his movie role, but when he doing interviews or he talking, he look spaced out. He just don't look.
Based on when you hear him talk, you kind of hear it.
Yeah.
His persona in personal, he said it but so many words. Manufactured, been acting as Will Smith, the caricature, since early 90s. This man hasn't been able to just be him in so many decades.
Yeah.
It has to mess with you after a while.
Yeah.
You staying in this bad marriage. Why? Because you act in this role, this dutiful husband. You know how many people would have been about it at for less?
I think he don't wanna. I don't know how you feel right now, but I think for a long time he didn't want to seem like he made the wrong choice. You know, he left a woman for Jada. He left his first baby mom. Like, he set her down and told her, "I love Jada. I don't want to be with you. I want to be with her." He left her for Jada. So I think now it's almost like, damn, if I leave her, people gonna say, "Well, damn, you could have stayed with your baby mom." Like, you know what I'm saying? And he got to look at this woman that he loves so much, and she loved somebody that passed away. Like, you know what I'm saying? She loved Pop still. His daughter sitting there talking about, "Yeah, I had a dream about Tupac." She don't even know who the hell Tupac is. I had a dream about Tupac. Like that. That's tearing that man down.
Mm-hmm.
It's messing with him. I know it is, bro. Queen, that's biblical. You're supposed to correct people with love. Exactly. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if somebody's wrong, you correct them. You get them right. Why are you asking me? Ask your mom. Yeah, like, you're supposed to correct them, man, because they're gonna end up running into a brick wall. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Q, but I don't think they were friends. I'm pretty sure he said bullshit about Jada before in the past. They were friends, Q. They were friends. They both said it. They both said they were friends. Um, Will said he said you wouldn't think a friend would cross the line like that. He said the way I acted, he said it probably was overboard. He said, but I just wasn't ready for that to come from him at that time. That was Will thing. Chris Rock said he said we've been friends. We had dinner together. We didn't been to each other's house. He said they both said they were friends. I just don't think that Chris Rock, like what Reaper said, I don't think he thought it was going to go to that. Like, and granted, it wouldn't have went if Will would have never looked at Jada. That would have never happened. If he'd have just laughed and kept looking forward, it would have he wouldn't have never did that because he didn't feel like that at first. But that I can't even blame the man for defending his wife. I just wouldn't have did it like that. Like he looked at her, she was uncomfortable, and he said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." Like, all right. Oh, he slapped him first. I'm sorry. Then he said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." But I think when he looked at her and he seen she was kind of uneasy, he's like, "All right, bro." But he could have yelled that without the walk up and slap. He could have said, "Hey, bro, don't do that." I think Chris would have said, "Okay." I think if Will would have really stood up and said, "Hey, bro, don't disrespect my wife." I think Chris would have been like, "All right, bro." I don't think Chris not a line crosser like that. After he got smacked.
Stood on it.
Yeah, after he got smacked, he didn't want nothing. So I think it could have been handled different, but definitely he was laughing. He was like, but it is what it is. Like I say, you gotta challenge it. It was a way he could have challenged it, but he did it the way he did it. And that's the thing. You can't go backwards. You can't go backwards. So if anybody feel disrespected, if anybody feel tried, if anybody dealing with a loser mentality from anyone else, check them. Don't let it slide. Don't. My dad ain't teach me a lot in life, but he did teach me. He said, if you feel disrespected, if you really truly feel disrespected, handle it right then and there. He said, because if you wait a day or two, you ain't gonna feel the same way about it. He said, if you feel like quitting a job and you really feel, if you want to quit it right then and there. He said, because if you sleep on it, go 2 days, 3 days, he said, you ain't gonna feel the same way. After time heals. Time heals. So after time passes, you're gonna look at it, you're gonna think about it. That's the thing that most people don't do. They don't take the time. A lot of people don't take time when they speak, when they respond. Right? When somebody tell you something, they're not asking you for an instant response. Like when somebody tell you something and you dissect it a little bit, think about it. Take 20 seconds. And if they say, what you waiting on? I ask you a question. I'm just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't always be quick tongue. Think about it a little bit. Somebody asks you something important, say, hey man, can I get back to you tomorrow? Like, you know what I'm saying? No, I need to know today. Well, can I get back to you at the end of the day? Do it like that. Take your time. Those few seconds you take, it may give you the best response possible or save you from a bad situation. But definitely challenge those losers, please, because people with loser mentalities, they like I say, they have the loser mentality, so they trying to win. They don't win in life. They're not used to winning. So they try to conquer people to get wins. Like I made a tweet the other day where I said that, where I say, why do people online want you to explain to them how you feel about something and why you feel like that? Why? If you don't agree, you don't agree. But I'm not telling you why I feel how I feel about something. You read how I feel, you disagree, and we both move on. I'm still on my shit, you still on your shit. But people want to win, man. People, bro, they got some men that they come home and their wife be ordering them around and she ain't giving up no ass and they miserable, bro. These men are miserable. So when they get to work, they trying to make everybody else miserable. They trying to win. They trying to get a dub somewhere because they ain't getting it at home. They wife don't respect them. Their kids don't respect them. So they go to work and you're like, man, what's wrong with that dude, bro? You got a beautiful wife. You got kids. You got a nice house. He come here acting the ass all the time. You don't know what he going through at home. He got a loser mentality. His daddy probably don't love him or respect him. His mama don't talk to him. His brothers and them, his sisters, his siblings, they think he a failure. Or out of everybody that make money, he make the lowest money, so they always talking about him like, oh, you got a one-story house? Yeah, we all got two-story houses and an elevator in it. He probably feel like a failure. So now when he get to work, oh, I'm getting on the ass today. He got to get a win somehow. Somebody that's always losing or feel like they losing in life, they become assholes. They want to win. Like a lot of cops. There's a lot of cops like that. Damn, why they act like that? You supposed to protect and serve. No, a cop job is not to protect and serve. I don't care what it say on the side of their car. Police officer job is to uphold the law, whether you like it or not. Their job is not to protect and serve. Their job is not to jump in front of a bullet for you. None of that. A police officer's job is to uphold the law. Some of them guys got bullied a lot. Some of them guys miserable with some of them. I know a lot of good cops. My uncle is a sheriff. Right now, currently. My brother is a sheriff. Like, my brother, my actual brother, my dad's son, Junior, he's a sheriff. He works with my uncle. But there's some cops, they assholes. Because they didn't lost so much in life. They didn't got bullied. Now they in the position to bully. And instead of them saying, well, I can pretty much do what I want, let me not do that. No, they don't feel like that. They feel like, let me hurt everybody for all the times I was hurt. Challenge that shit, man. Now, I ain't telling you go fuck with no cop. But challenge the losers that you got around you. Don't let them motherfuckers get comfortable around you like that. Let me see. In a happy household, he wouldn't have felt the need to do that. Exactly. He wouldn't have at all. Exactly. But Chris said he often doesn't understand social cues because he's on the spectrum. He got slapped off that spectrum that night. He was off the spectrum for a hot second. I agree. You deal with it where the offense happened. Exactly. You have to. Like, if we do broadcasting. I was broadcasting one time and somebody came in the broadcast and tried to talk trash about somebody that was supporting me. And I got on him right then and there. Like, yo, we not doing that. He got pissed. And I kicked him out of the broadcast. I'm like, no, I'm not going to play with you. Then I called him. And I said, hey, bro, why did you do that? Why did you disrespect that dude? Well, he don't support me, so fuck him. We not doing that, bro. And that's how you feel, then I can't fuck with you no more. And he stood on that shit. And when he seen that I was serious about it, that's when he went and apologized to the guy that too late now, bro. You already showed me that you was willing to stand on that disrespect because the person that support me don't support you. That's selfish. That's a loser mentality. I had to separate myself from that. And trust me, it wasn't easy because that's my bro. I love him. I love him to death. That's my dog. We still cool, but we not doing this no more. We're not broadcasting together no more. We're not doing that because you already showed me how you feel about this and you stood on it. I gave you the opportunity to say, hey, bro, apologize. Oh, he don't support me, so fuck him. All right. But he support me, though. So you going to mess that up for me. Okay. And I had to go on to my next stream and apologize to everybody who might have seen that, right? Because somebody was in the chat when it all went down. Somebody was in the chat. I don't even know who it was, but I seen them. They type "wow" in the chat. I'm like, bro, this shit making me look bad because it's happening on my stream. I had to do damage control and shit, and I was like, you know what? I'm never gonna be in that position ever again. If you call yourself my friend and you respect what I got going on, prove it. Don't just say it. Prove it. And if you show me otherwise, I gotta cut the head off the snake. Bottom line. So let's see. Hurt people. Never going to let anyone disrespect someone in my stream, especially against my friends. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. Like, if I got two friends, right? Well, I had this before. Two friends, they got beef. Like, look, man, either y'all gonna make up or y'all gonna go y'all separate way. But y'all not gonna do this here. I'm not the referee. Y'all not gonna do this. Y'all both got platforms. Hash it out like that. Do that like that. I had to do that on Twitter. Well, a guy, I made a post, and a guy came on the post, and he tried to talk about somebody on the post. I said, hey, bro, he got a Twitter account. Go tag him. Like, don't do that. I cut his ass off too. He didn't even really support me like that. But now I had to cut him because he just had the balls to do that. Like, to get on my shit and talk about my friend. I'm like, nah, bro, you wild for that. I'm never going to. Okay, you got that. All right, so that wraps it up. Everything that was said is my opinion. If you don't like it, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like it, listen.
Good talk, Chief.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you spending time sharing your story.
Hey, it's always a good talk with you, man.
Yeah, I wanna see the streamer you're talking about, though. I think I know who it is, though.
Yeah, all fair. You know, no names. All fair. We'll have that talk.
Yeah, buddy.
Y'all take it easy. I'm gonna go get some meal prep stuff done. You know, adulting.
Yeah, I gotta go cook some
I'll
ribs.
be around the stream though.
All right, yeah, I'll be on in about 20, 30. I might be, I don't know. Maybe my wife started the ribs already. I don't know. We're going to see. But I'm going to be on YouTube, man.
All right.
Everybody that's still in here, I'm going to be on YouTube. Thank you, Reaper, man. I appreciate you. Always a pleasure.
Anytime, bro.
I'm ready to come back to 2020 whenever you know what I'm saying? If y'all got something
Get
for
the
me.
right topic, you know we gonna be on deck. All right, man.
All right,
Good
brother.
night.
Oh, man. Make sure y'all read that disclaimer because I know anybody, I've seen people saying lurk. I know, hey, listen, if you don't like what I'm talking about, bro, that's just me. That's just me. And if we can debate, you can teach me. I've never been a person above that, but I'm pretty much gonna keep my mindset. I'll understand yours and I'll listen to it, but my mindset is my mindset. As a man, as a human being, you gotta stand on something. You gotta stand on something, and you don't have to always yield to other people, man. Some people, like I said, they treat friends like new cars. As soon as they get in it, they adjust it to their liking. That's a loser mentality. That's selfish. Don't do that. Respect your friends. Respect their opinions. Just because somebody believes in something different than you, that don't mean that you can't be friends with them. But if it does mean that, that means you shouldn't accept them as a friend in the first place. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Queen Mouse for coming through. Sir Rich with the lurk. Jazzy Moto with the lurk. Thank you, Q from the boot. Juice. Stitch. Everybody that came through, all the new follows, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. Queen, thank you for hanging out as always. Queen, always in here. Thank you, Reaper, man, for your story. Thank you for your takes and your views and your opinions. I appreciate that, man. Queen, you gonna have to get up in here and say something. You're gonna have to get up next one, you got to get up and talk. You got to get up in here and say what you gotta say. I'll put that hot mic on for you. But I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming in and just hanging out, man, and just listen to me say what I gotta say. All love, all the time. We went for 3 hours. 3 hours. We gotta read out now, man. Let's see who's doing some streaming. Excuse me. That didn't sound right. Who's streaming? Who could use some views? Mm. One jab, man. You know what? This is my bro, man. I love this guy, man. He's a real great streamer. He had a poll where he said, do y'all want to play this? I'll play that. Or he has you voted for some points to play a game. So he's playing a wrestling game right now. So I'm gonna send y'all over to him. Make sure y'all tell him the pitch to say what up. I gotta go check on these ribs, and then I will be heading to YouTube. Make sure y'all come through the YouTube channel to watch some Fallout. I'm gonna be doing some missions. I'm not gonna be playing around today. I'm gonna do some missions. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. I know everybody probably saying, "Hey man, what's up, man? What's up with the missions?" We're gonna do some missions. I promise. So make sure this is the YouTube channel. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. I try. I be trying. I really do be trying. Like I try to do my best. I try to talk. I try to be fair. I try not to curse too much. But this broadcast will be uploaded on YouTube. Uh, maybe Tuesday. I might upload it Tuesday. Well, I might upload it tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But man, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for always showing me love and support. We're gonna go over to C. Cooper. Like I said, that's my brother, man. Use your own raid emotes. I gotta make some new emotes, like some follower emotes. I'm gonna do it. I don't be on Twitch like that. I'm on YouTube, man. But that's my brother right there. We're gonna go get with him. And like I say, tell him the picture say what up and enjoy that show.